Alright, starting recording now. Alright, so we're going to have a kind of a different session today. We're going to be looking at switching gears over to Werewolf, the Apocalypse 20th Anniversary's basically second edition advanced. So I've asked the players to all come together and or separately to figure out what their characters are going to be for kind of a one-off, and we're going to kind of go from there. It's going to be starting characters. A lot of it's going to be somewhat of an introduction, although most of the players here are pretty advanced in this system. So without further ado, we'll get started on character introductions and then kind of go from there. So with having Craven in the room, let's go with your character first.
Okay, he is a Cleoth-feared Shadow Lord named Esteban, but his Shadow Lord name is Caballero Osquero de las Sombras.
Okay.
And a very young lord who has finally been released from his septic cairn to go out and do what he can in the world. So he is pretty much searching for a pack, a sept, anything that might help him further his goals.
Okay.
He is quite ambitious.
All right. And then, so I got your emails. I did read over them quickly. I'm not going to have much time to tie them into any kind of
No worries.
storyline for the immediate future, but if everybody likes these characters, this might be kind of a fun little thing to do on the side. Just know that, as with all of my games, everything is all intertwined. They're all in the same universe. So understand that what you do here, you may see effects, you may not.
I
hints at it
figured
in other
that.
games. Yeah, you've already had that already. And particularly, Rusty's like, oh my god, I know that. But it's definitely kind of just what I do. I love playing in the same universe, so just know that it is not in a vacuum. Your actions will have real-world consequences. So, without further ado, let's shift over to Rusty, and we'll get your character. So your name first, and then we'll go with your clan, and then auspice.
So my character's name is Cyrus Criticos. He is a Glasswalker Ragabash. He is a descendant from a World War II veteran by the name of Cyrus Criticos.
So you're the second. Cyrus Criticos the second.
Yeah, I'm Cyrus Criticos the third.
You're all the third, yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
I remember that character well from the World War II campaign. Yes. Great. And then just something about like how sort of nature, demeanor, and that might be helpful for you too, just so I understand kind of how you were thinking. I don't know if you've gotten that far yet.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, give me yours first, just maybe your concept, and then nature and demeanor, and we'll go with that because you're confident. You'll be like ambitious, upstart or something, and then your nature and demeanor.
Oh, I know what I am.
So no, I know, but I'm just helping you out. So Rusty, what is your concept?
His concept is Navy SEAL sniper.
Okay.
He is currently.
So give me nature first.
Oh, sorry. Nature is protector.
Okay.
And demeanor is probably survivor.
Okay. And then, so what is your concept?
Yeah, definitely the with his goals. Yes, definitely the ambitious sort.
Okay.
That's
So ambitious upstart. Is that okay?
well, not that he sees himself as an upstart, but yes, actually.
And your nature?
Nature idealist, and
Idealist.
his demeanor is bon vivant. He seems more hedonistic than, sort of hides his more concrete thoughts. He doesn't tend to voice them.
Okay. And then I know that Cedar's on the way, so I'm just going to kind of release to him what his character is, and then we'll go from there. So I have selected for Cedar to play a red Talon, and he is going to be by the name of Justice Gnarl. And he is a Philodox. His concept is the Guardian Wolf. And actually, I didn't get to his nature and demeanor, so I will look it up and give it to you in 2 seconds. These you can change. You can't change your pack or your tribe or your auspice when you get here, Cedar, but you can change your nature and demeanor if you want to kind of shift it or if it's not kind of what you wanted to play. So, really quickly though, if I can. Excuse me.
I think that's him walking in the door.
It's him walking in. Sweet.
The devil.
Ha All right, shut it off. Let me get the double. Okay. Just pass it. There we go. All right, so. Really? Did I totally miss that?
It's got too much like a chainsaw.
Yeah, it's kind of the Alaskan way. It's sort of normal for us, you know.
Doing the fire.
Smell of diesel,
all the
fish, if it's summer. That's all expected here. Alright. I wish I could find it really quick, but it's being annoying. Why did I pass it? It's not. That's annoying. Okay. So we're gonna have to figure out. Ha! Nice. I just like randomly like turned to page 486 and it's there. Nice. Okay. I'm gonna have demeanor being a big bad wolf for now.
This is gonna be fun.
It's going to be quite the opposite, and chosen by a very specific reason. But you are a Philodox, so it doesn't have to be. The thing is, your tribe is going to put in great pressure, which is why I'm putting this on in your demeanor for Big Bad Wolf, to basically make it so that people recoil away from you in fear. But your nature, do you want to be like the trying to buck historical norms within your tribe and trying to be like maybe the voice of reason like you are in the vampire game? Or would you rather just like embrace it and go full like Carno? Or would you like to be totally different and just be like, I actually don't care either way. Humans are going to be humans, they're here to stay. I just want to, help my people, something like that. I mean, it's kind of up to you, and you don't necessarily. We can change it, like I said, but for this game, you're going to be locked in either way.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, judge, whenever you correctly solve a problem by considering the evidence presented, or one of your arguments unites dissenting parties. You could do that, or loner. Any of those sound interesting to you? Loner, you regain willpower when you accomplish something by yourself, yet which still benefits the coterie in some other way. Interesting that they still have coterie. That's interesting. That's a kind of
We don't want to be. Yeah, we don't want to benefit the
yeah,
coterie.
you don't want to benefit.
They didn't find that in the editing.
Not unless
you
there's
guys-
something in it for me.
Yeah, exactly, right? Well, there's already another Shadow Lord in a different game that's
I'm not that Shadow Lord.
or you could be Rebel, Survivor. All these things are good. Let's choose Survivor for now, and then we'll just so you right now, at least up to this point, you're just like either way, I survive. Seems like a logical thing for you to have. So just so you know, the Survivor is regain 1 willpower whenever you survive a threatening situation through tenacity, or when your counsel causes someone else to persist in spite of opposition.
All right.
So that's done. I think that's it for us, right? Because we just have the 3 of us, or the 3 of you, and 1 of me. So that's why we're not doing our mains. So we're going to just jump right into it. And we'll start one at a time, per my normal system, and I'll just go around the table. So we'll start with, always want to say Jessica. We're going to start with Esteban. So Esteban, coming from your pack, actually your, not pack, your set. And is your set like from, where is your set
It's
from?
just outside of Tijuana.
Tijuana, okay.
Yeah, so I figured he came into America. And
Yeah.
he probably would have arranged, or his kinfolk that he has in his background would have arranged for him to have a visa to be able to come to America,
Okay,
so that he wouldn't be here illegally.
here you can start familiarizing yourself with the character. I have all the damage and stuff on the back too.
Alright.
Okay,
Just so there
so
won't be any human complications there.
so you are so we're gonna say you're what, San Diego then, or something along those lines. So we're gonna pick up with you having arrived in the United States maybe a year ago or so. You've been trying to help a sept. We're gonna call it the Shattered Sun Sept. And the sept leader will be Eduardo.
From Nicaragua?
Actually, he is.
Oh, God.
Eduardo Esteban. Why not? No, you're Esteban.
Well, there's Esteban
No,
with
I
a
know.
V.
Let's see here. What else? 'Cause I have a whole bunch of names already written down, so I'm trying to keep it straight. We'll just say it'll be called why I'm having a complete and utter brain fart on Hispanic last names.
Mendez?
Sounds great. Eduardo Mendez. So basically, you kind of come under his tutelage for the most part, and because of your being a crescent moon, your thurge, a lot of the spirits, the spiritual realm has been of sort of a natural direction for them to push you, whether you want to or not. That's
Oh, yeah,
up to you.
absolutely.
So then you've been embracing that, which is good and very logical. The approach to it, though, has been very much like you're finding spirits and even banes. The specialty of this particular sept has been to try to sort of utilize their own against them being the worm, right? So a lot of it has been even courting like worm spirits, and by courting I mean fully on like beat down, reform, beat down again, beat down again, beat down again, beat down again. It's kind of like a Doctor Strange kind of situation where you guys have gone through sheer just torture of these spirits, and to your knowledge, probably not the greatest approach for other, they would just assume you guys dissipate the spirits. But for his part, Eduardo Mendez, who serves as two roles, he's a sept leader and also as a powerful thurge. He is interested in, and he does the Master of Rites as well.
Oh,
So he
okay.
has kind of dual role, which is somewhat unusual. Normally they're separate positions
Yes.
within a sept. But you guys don't operate under normal circumstances. You're very small because you don't want to spread the news of exactly what you guys are trying to do in helping in the overall war.
Right.
And basically taking back a lot of the cairns along the coastline of Southern California.
And is this a tribal one, or is this a different tribe?
So this particular is all Shadow Lords,
Okay.
and they don't trust anybody else. So that's why, like,
Familiar to
you
me,
have.
yes.
Well, so I say that, and it's not actually true. Your list of allies are incredibly small. You have a lot of people. A lot of the different tribes are obviously in the area, and
Yes.
to varying degrees. But it's a lot of like. You guys are overall moving in the same direction, attacking Pentex, going after, a number of the different subsidiaries there, and also trying to, go after potential human military targets that seem to be, in the area, heavily influenced. San Diego's hugely military. So it's like you're trying to sort of play this dance where you're trying to stave off the worm. That's the ultimate goal. Eduardo's in his mind's in the place that you feel it should be, at least because he's willing to tutor you and take you under his wing. And you're in a much better spot now than you were under full-on vampire assault coming from, like, you guys. The way I
Mexico is very
envision it,
vampire heavy.
it is super and it's super Sabbat heavy actually. And so, do you have any occult?
Yes, I do. Actually, I have, I believe, a 3 occult. Yes, I do have a 3 occult.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll say that you're just aware of vampire stuff. Go ahead and give me an occult intelligence. We'll just see kind of what your baseline is for this.
Okay.
And we'll just make a note. Difficulty will be 7.
Intelligence and occults. Yeah. Okay. Whoa. That would be a 5.
5
If
successes.
it's difficulty 6, I got 7 and above.
So for whatever reason, your character was heavily involved in a lot of frank negotiations with like Sabbat entities that are in the area. So it's not, and that's a tenuous situation at best for everyone.
Yes.
And based on that knowledge, for whatever reason, you have been involved. You've seen a Valkyrie. The basic makeup of kind of the clans. You don't understand Antitribu, but you understand that there's kind of like clans within the Sabbat, and that knowledge for the 5 successes. And go ahead and write that down because that's pretty significant.
Yes.
That is 5 successes on Sabbat lore. So you will have that kind of in your back pocket, and you understand the basics of like the La Sombra. You've heard of the Tizmitzi. You know of the other clans that supposedly kind of there's some war that appears to be happening, and in Tijuana it's pretty open, in the sense that it's open in the sense that the Sabbat like completely control it and are basically openly hunting anyone that's not Sabbat.
Right.
And so you guys had gotten to a position where it looked like it was like you guys used each other in a way for your own gains, but then the situation in a single meeting turned south. And snap of a finger, all of the demeanors of everybody shifted, and everything became murderous. You basically barely got away with your life. You were able to, fend off the assault for long enough for most of the kinfolk and the others to jump on a moon bridge and out. But like that cairn's lost to the vampires. They don't even know what they have, and you know that. Like they don't understand the spirit world for the most part. At least, particularly the Sabbat, don't really understand or care. But it was just you can't go in the physical world anymore to those for any length of time. Like it's certainly not something you can establish the cairn again. So that's kind of a history for you. Coming back to modern day, so fast forward a year, you've been sort of getting used to the situation here in San Diego. You're definitely in the outskirts. You're far to the east, actually, and lots of drought affected areas and whatnot. Coyotes in the area. The local wolf population is very sparse, and you guys, as I said, don't really have any solid allies that you have ever been notified by Eduardo. But you do work in the same general direction towards trying to stop the worm in this way. And to your knowledge, there are vampires like there are leeches in any. They call themselves kindred. You know that with the 5 successes. I'll give you kind of a good heads up on all that stuff. But you know that they are Not as far out as you are now. Whereas in Tijuana, you were kind of surrounded by everywhere.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, they would
You're
be.
like, you're not in San Diego proper at all. You're nowhere near. I'm just saying as a general reference. You're
Okay.
much further east.
I have been to San Diego.
But
so-
assaults go into San Diego.
Yeah.
Make no mistake. Like you guys are talking, so it's that and like Carlsbad. You guys will attack into any kind of corporate, scientific labs, whatever. You guys are going to try and take them on as much as you can. Anyway, you do come back after a foray into the spirit world. You are visiting kind of the internment area where S. Eduardo has been found a way to spiritually anchor Baines that he took from the Utena, who, if you could say anybody was the closest ally, they might be, just because of their interest in sealing ancient evils and dealing with that sort of
Yes,
thing.
and you did see in his background that he has an Utena grandmother.
Right.
Because he's descended from Aztec.
And it's this, and so, like I said, if there was an ally, they would be the closest thing you have. Still not terribly close, though, despite
No,
your grandmother.
no.
But it
Oh,
is
no,
still
that's
there.
not
and
here.
but the
That's not.
secrets, you're pretty sure. Like you're kind of recognizing a lot of like some of the symbols and some of the rites that he uses are very specific, and one day you kind of hope to use them. But they have very much a Uktena feel to them with a Shadow Lord bend, obviously. So it's a lot more interaction, not so much a seal, but like a tethering, and then a weakening in addition to that. But it's not like, if someone were to find a way to get into that, deeply held nook in the spirit world, then they might be able to find a way to free them relatively easily. So that's one of the hindrances of this.
Yeah.
Anyway, all to say, you were coming back from one of the events, we'll say, where you were, kind of breaking in, like you would a horse or something, where you're,
Yes.
except significantly more brutal, the situation. And it's always exhausting to you, even if you understand these are spirits of evil. That's all they are. They're worm through and through. Still, it's still wear and tear because you're like, almost like you come in some days even regretting what you've done. Thankfully, there's no humanity aspect to this. There is renown, but this is a little bit outside of that for now. You get back to him, and he has a little ranch area, so it's probably maybe 25 acres or so. Has a house, has a series of other secondary houses. Looks like at one point they were a rental system that just kind of came in and took over, or maybe like a religious getaway or something
A
that he
commune?
sort of has assumed. And you've never seen a deed or anything, and but you've also haven't seen like blood everywhere, so you don't know exactly how it came into it. But he has it either way. And the Shattered Sun Sept has this location. You walk up. He sees you. You can hear the crunching of the stones and the sand underneath your feet as you're walking up. And he comes to meet you with his kind of cowboy hat, dark leather clothes on, and he's like, "So, how was it?"
Mostly bueno.
Bien. So, I know we've been working on things, but I need to ask you. We've had the request, and he's coming from an old packmate of mine. I'd like to see if you could go and represent us in our set across the country, though it may be. But it seems like there's an old Wendigo friend of mine. That is a long story, let me assure you. Anyway, his name is Yenoha. He is a sept leader there in a newly established sept called the Tears of the Croatan. He is near Washington, D.C. the human capital of this country. Cut off and surrounded. I mean, you know how it goes with the Wendigo, whether in reality or otherwise. Usually both. He needs our help, and I'd like to send you and cut your teeth. Learn what you can from the Wendigo. I learned much of my tactics from them. They can teach you much, and they've agreed to teach you much. In exchange, you will need to help them. And it sounds like they are going to want to take back some long-lost cairns in the area.
Ah. Oh, I like this.
CC will be exciting. Now, he's told us that if we can get these cairn up and running, he would share. He would share its running with us.
With the Shadow Lords.
The Shadow Lords. Now, you're thinking this must be too good to be true, Eduardo.
No, I am thinking this is an opportunity that cannot be missed.
That is why I love you. Like a brother. So go to this sept. We will send you directions. I'll get you all written down in the notebook in the back. We're gonna have you use the moon bridge. You're gonna have to take a few jumps. It'll take you a few days, but I want you to go, introduce yourself just like I taught you. Show your neck. Present yourself. They're very particular and also very sensitive. So
A lupus
keep
approach
any,
may be best.
keep your political and social comments to yourself.
I always do.
Yeah, definitely. In this case, it's particularly interesting. Not Red Talon, but definitely should be sensitive to the history involved.
See, I would not particularly want to run into a red talon.
No. Oh, he kind of thinks, and you know him long enough to think he's thinking deeply about that conversation, and there is something to what you just said that sparks a kind of
¿Qué pasa?
Okay. So our pack back in the day did involve a red talon. One of your stops is going to be going into Montana, and there you're going to find a lodge. They're expecting you, but it sounds like my old friend Yanoha has reached out to all of our old pack mates, and we're all going to be sending representatives.
What can we do? Yes. Oh,
So,
there you are.
to be honest, I can't tell you what to expect. I have heard stories of his ancestor who fought in World War II, goes by Old Gnarl, tears at human flesh. So, if that's name is an indication,
Then
that can tell you a lot, actually. Since it's so close to DC, it seems like the Wendigo are interested in pushing very hard into the humans aspect of this. So
I am not
expect
opposed to that. There
Well.
are lots of weak humans out there.
Yes, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to send you, and not Jose.
Oh.
I like Jose. Don't get me wrong, but Jose has a little bit of
Sentimentality.
yes, it's homemade origins, and yes, he is good. He's a good boy. But this particular task, and based on the players, I imagine are going suited to you. So go get your things. Let me know if you have any other questions. I can tell you. Yanoha, for his part, he is a full moon. And all you would expect from a Wendigo Arun. He comes from surprisingly Navajo background. And I'm imagining most of his sept would be fairly small. He's looking to carve a little piece back for his people.
He is pretty far east for Navajo. They're usually
Very much
southwest.
so. But he's not just Navajo. He did talk about a background in, I have to get my notes. Did talk about the Anacostans, that being on his mother's side, the werewolf side.
Ah,
So sort of a blend. I don't know if it comes to it. You can ask him if you want. You want to earn brownie points. That's what I remember.
it seems I will be studying up on some of my history on my way.
So I think they're from some East Coast thing. Most of them have lost a lot of the land there, so I would not be surprised if that
Of
might
course,
be part
they
of
were
his-
being driven from the east into the west.
Yes, the story of all of them. So, anyway, proceed forward. Take a look at the little dossier I've created for you, waiting on there. And do your best. This is your chance to shine. If you need me, you can contact me if you have means to do so.
That'll be fine.
Spirits will get to me eventually. Anyway, go freshen up, and tomorrow morning you go.
Nothing else. And I will now apologize in the recording for my atrocious Spanish Mexican accent because I took 3 years of Spanish.
too.
I've retained very little, but I'm trying. I need to brush up on my Spanish.
Yeah, totally. It's funny accents I don't actually practice too much. That's okay.
Hey, I once won
I
a
should.
contest for the accent, but that was years ago.
Hey, it's all good for me. All right, so shifting gears to a certain glasswalker that is in Videoland, and so Rusty, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Now with Cyros Krikos the third, where are you? Where do you imagine you would be?
So
New York City.
New York City is where he is from. That is also where his grandfather was initially from. Just for your storytelling knowledge, you need to know that he does have pure breed at 2 dots, and he has reputation and notable heritage because of his grandfather.
Yep. Okay. And so, with that being said, you guys have been busy in New York, very busy, carving out your little corporate section of the New York pie, so to speak, of the Big Apple. And so, I'm trying to remember what Cyrus would have been a part of. So, Maja Corp, I mean, you could certainly be a part of Maja Corp if you wanted. You know, it could be a subsidiary of that if you wanted to kind of break off on your own, or if you wanted to go more towards, like, you know, your family's holdings, or kind of straddle both, although that's really difficult. You can.
I would think that he does have resources so I'm going to say that he probably does some, missions for them, when some stuff comes and he gets handsomely paid for it. I mean, he's not like stupid, filthy rich, but he's well off.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so yeah, you are. We'll just say for you're going to be a part of Maja Corp, and so you're helping with that. The you do get an email from the sept there. Do you remember the sept name? I don't think we ever established that, did we?
I don't think we did either, but
Yeah.
it just so
See
happens
see
his
if you have
character sheet is
the. Yep. See if you have any of the information on that, because it's been a while. It's been a spell.
It has. Sorry to hold the game up. Apologize about that. Oh.
Don't worry about it. Let's just say for the, we'll call it the, New York.
That's gonna bum me out. I had it right here, I thought. 'Cause that's why I looked up.
Let's call it the Towers of Swords.
Towers Sword.
Of
Okay.
Swords Sept. Tower of Swords Sept. And you guys will be in a nice big high rise and all that stuff, which will be aptly named Sword Tower, and that's where you guys will be based out of. So with that, you do get an email that comes across, basically requesting your presence. One of the managers wants to see you and has tasking for you, unique to your abilities and to your experience level. A wonderful opportunity with multiple exclamation points behind it. So you basically kind of gather yourself, fix your tie, and walk into the glass office of your manager. Let's call him James Filson.
James.
Is your immediate.
We in the business call them handlers.
Yeah. He's your
I
manager.
was,
So,
you said his name is James. What was the last name?
Filson. Correct.
As in my last name?
Yeah.
Okay. That's funny.
It is.
My little brother. Yeah. Okay. Handler. Okay. Got it.
Okay. So as you walk in, Cyros, how are you doing today?
Doing well.
Good, good. Yeah, good job on getting us that information on Megadon Pharmaceuticals and their operations here in the in Manhattan. We're going to be doing some continued intel gathering and probably spread that to some of the other septs in the area. So, corporate wanted me to give you a Bravo Zulu on that one, but did want to let you know I got a kind of a weird request here. Direction, really. I think it's a great opportunity for someone like yourself. So I don't know if you've heard or not. Probably not. So DC, Washington DC. You been there?
I have.
So, well, as of the past 10 years, the hold of our people on in that area has been significantly reduced. And by our people, I mean the Gru nation as a whole. We've lost many, many good cairns in such a short period of time, most of which had nominal defenses, granted, but lost them in their entirety. Some have fallen to the worm, others been left completely vacant or with minor protection that just enough spiritual attention to keep them alive. So anyway, an old packmate of mine reached out and has requested some assistance. And boy, I'm having a tough time saying no to this one. We'll have you know that the request is coming in from the Wendigo tribe. They have a representative there. As I said, an old septimate of mine named Yeno Ha. And he has requested the assistance and simply put to retake a cairn in the DC area. So, well, your name is the short straw, and you've been selected, frankly. So, pack your shit and head on out, I guess, is the direction there. I don't know that you can really say no. You can, but it would be pretty bad for you to do so.
Yep, he would not.
Yeah. No, I know. I mean, you're private. You know, like me, prior Navy. So you know, I know your skills. I know your combat, and I am absolutely positive this is going to involve combat. So I can think of nobody else better. So honestly, that's why I didn't push back on your behalf. But again, I think regardless, this is an amazing opportunity. The request has come through Spirit, and so he pulls up his email, flips around his screen to show you an email that's come through, and basically he states it that they're looking to retake the cairn, and as such, he'll be looking at a joint cairn. If you are successful in retaking it, you will have a hand in its formation and a guaranteed spot on a joint base for operations in the future. So it's our chance to really get a foothold back in DC. And with all that we have, all the active combat that we have going on literally now, from the intel you got in Manhattan, frankly, we can't really spare anybody else. So, but I know Yeno Ha very well. He's a dear friend of mine, and he never asks for anything. This is the first time I've heard from him in years. And so, yeah, we need to support this. So, anyway, if you have any other questions, go ahead.
I'd be more than honored to do so.
If you have any other questions, you know, feel free to hit me up, shoot me a text or whatever. However you want to send it, send a spiritual messenger through the Umbra, electronic or otherwise. You know, you can just get a hold of me. Let me know if you have any other questions, but go get your stuff packed. We have you on the first flight out in the morning.
Right away.
All right. The email will have all the information, your flight, hotel arrangements, as well as the current location of Yeno Ha and his newly formed set. All right. Go with Gaia.
Okay.
And then he puts back on his glasses and flips around his screen and continues typing. All right.
Oh, the difference between Shadow Lord and Glasswalker there.
Yes. Well, and then we're going to go to another extreme.
Yes.
So, this morning feels particularly ominous. The pack has been running hard. You've been stalking a bison, and you're trying to basically identify one of the weak ones. I'm pretty sure it has disease. So, in order to protect the herd, you're deciding to try and cull this particularly weak member of the bison tribe, and the air does smell different though. Not like the human leeches that populate this area and that give your alpha particular heartache. and headache, but just a different smell in the air, and even potentially in the Umbra, as you guys have basically been going in and out of the spirit world to try and figure out how to separate this member from the herd, and trying different tactics, including shifting in and out of a local brook that's trickles by. But heavy mist is in the air, and your sept leader, and for your part, the sept will be called what did I say? Lodge of the Predator Kings.
Something like that. It was a lodge, something.
It's on the top of your character sheet, written there on the right hand side.
Predator King's Lodge,
Yep.
yes.
So the Predator Kings, so he is the sept leader is an Arun by the name of Eclipse. And you've been kind of coming under his tutelage for the most part. You know, you have to run with him. You have your part to play. As a Philodox, he's been trying to have you study under multiple members of this particular sept, but understand that this sept is about 10 strong, so it's incredibly small. You have kinfolk, and you have advocates. You know, and for his part, Eclipse knows, that it's actually been a very strong ally. A very odd situation, but hear me out. Your particular sept has been working with the Glasswalkers, and Eclipse is very progressive in that sense. He's very much normally Red Talons. They probably of the tribes, they're two ones that really hate each other. And for the most part, you guys give each other crap, and you're not really allowed in each other's territories. However, for whatever reason, and he's never really gone into it and cared to explain himself, but you have gathered, since perhaps we'll say that you've explored kind of being nice, or kind of going in and out of human settlements, at least on the outskirts, or finding out, like talking to the scientists in particular. So you have a lot of scientists that come in at different parts of the year. They have certain lodges that they use, and you know that, oddly enough, they are off. They're off season for you guys. You're not supposed to kill the humans there. These humans you are to leave alone. Well, why is that? Your natural curiosity is kind of taken over at certain points, perhaps last we'll say winter, and you ended up kind of stalking them and finding. Well, in your stalking, you ended up running into and being able to smell a kinfolk, and you can look at one of your gifts. You have scent of true form.
Oh, yes.
And so all of these are actually kinfolk. Come to find out, they're human kinfolk of the Glasswalkers. The Glasswalkers are using a lot of political and financial leverage to protect the wolves in particular, protect a lot of the species in Montana, different parks, and advocating strongly for it. And as a result, you guys have a lot more kinfolk, which are at about, you're guessing, maybe 30 or so. There's a couple of different packs that you could draw from that represent the kinfolk of your people. Now, you don't have any dots in it because you're not an alpha. You don't have any station. You're just in learning mode as far as they're concerned. But you do have the pure breed. You do have the fate. So keep in mind those two things. The pure breed is because you're directly related to a very prominent player in apparently human history. And for his part, he hated humanity from what you could tell, but your grandfather is Old Gnarl, was always known, and people just the stories of him, he lived to be past when any wolf, even any human, is known to have lived. and they attributed that to directly to like the gift of Gaia or something. Like there's all kinds of stories abound, but he has his a very particularly brutal view, which his son, your father, did not necessarily share. Almost out of rebellious nature, your father may have gone kind of the opposite direction and had not necessarily wanted to hunt the humans, and so there haven't been any notable attacks on humans in this area from your tribe that you're aware of. And for his part, your father has passed away, or at least he went out with another tribe or another one of the packs to go and do the breeding, do all that stuff, and then nobody's heard from the packs, nobody heard from him, and when that happens, usually it's just assumed. You like do like a dirge of sorrow, you know, you're gonna mourn their loss because they wouldn't leave for any other reason, so they're probably dead. And that happened, we'll say, like 3 or 4 years ago. So you've come under this sept, under Eclipse, who's kind of followed in the same footsteps as your father, but he's kind of backed off a little bit. He's taken much more of a sort of a neutral, more of live, let live with the humans, and then has worked separately with the Glasswalkers in the hopes of using a different strategy to protect the land, using the humans' own rules against them. Idea. Anyway, all that's to say that Eclipse does saunter up to you, and per usual, you're required to kind of bow, put your expose your neck and put your ears down. He nods at you with his snout, and then looks to you to raise your head and kind of look at him. And he says that in Guru speak, I've been contacted by the spirits. We're going to be getting a visitor tomorrow. This visitor is going to be going with you to assist the Wendigo tribe with retaking a cairn in a distant land. Now I see how you look at humans. I don't know what your true feelings are towards them, but I know that you have more experience than most of us. I hear that where you will be going, there are human mounds everywhere, and that they have exceedingly large dens that extend to the sky and reflect the sun. I hear that they have many of their hunters there. But it appears that an old packmate of mine is in dire need of assistance, and that we as a nation should assist each other. And this is how we will do so. You will go. This will be good for you, he mentioned as he's kind of yipping and jumping back and forth, kind of almost excitedly. He says, of course, follow the litany, but our version of the litany, you can slay humans as much as you want, just try not to eat them, he says. And if you see any of those human packs love to embrace the worm, bite their heads off for me.
Gladly.
Bring me back a finger.
Just a finger?
You can have the rest. It'll be for both of our glory, he says, as he kind of stands and you see him out of excitement and kind of stiffens up and his ears are up. But for now, let us hunt. Let's take out this bison. We've been playing around too much with this. I think we should just take the direct approach. I'm gonna have you run in and scare them off. I'd like you to take Hispo form, our war form. We will follow behind with our kinfolk and allow them the pleasures of the heart. Keep the herd off of us. I'll make sure to save you a leg. Succeed in this next task, and we'll have you taking part in the heart devour, he says proudly with a and then with that he saunters off again, and then Yips and all the other wolves kind of follow in suit. Go ahead and give me a survival and wits roll. Difficulty will be 5.
Alright. 2.
Okay. So with 2 successes, you are able to drive off the bison for the most part, but it does seem like it's hard because they keep trying to come back in kind of protective mode, and they seem to be, even in your Hispo form, coming down, and you know, the big bulls are coming out with you and their heads down, and they'll charge forward occasionally, and then like the sight of you see their eyes getting wide, so most of them are kind of going away, but with that roll you're not quite able to get all of the herd away. But with 2 successes you're able to keep them off for the most part. You do get nipped at for kind of failing, and there's a couple of little, you know, annoyed barks as another bison tries to come in as they're trying to finish off the final bison, you know, and have it basically down, and there are multiple of them biting at it, trying to take it down and, you know, rip out the throat and cause the bleeding and going for the hind quarters. But for the most part, you guys are successful. So with that, that strange smells in the air, and you know, you can't help but feel a little excited. There could be a number of emotions going through you right now, but for its part, the pack does go back to its dens, and where you guys, you know, you're put on babysitting duty. So all the little cubs come out and not cubs, wolf cub, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
cubs.
guess they would technically work.
Yeah, they are called
Cubs.
cubs.
The cubs. So all the cubs come and snuzzle with you and come around, and so your job's basically to teach them about the litany and stuff, so you kind of start even if they are kinfolk. So that's pretty much how you spend your night, and eventually you wake up to that crisp morning. Still that fog is in the air, and you know, low clouds, and you're just surrounded by a bunch of little pups. But you hear a and you look up to see the Eclipse there, and kind of motions for you to follow him.
Alright.
So you have one of the cubs that falls off of you. It was snoring and totally like splayed out, and then just rolls over, and they all snuggle up. You dart out the den, and he takes you over to the large seer stone. So it's a huge stone, and it has all kinds of carvings, taken great pains once upon a time back in old Gnarl's time when he first settled back in this area, coming from Europe. He carved out this huge monolithic stone and created a very advanced moon bridge, and helped establish what would be. Do you have any occult? You do. You do occult and intelligence.
No, I don't have an occult.
Do you have rituals though, right?
I do have one
So
ritual.
you can do ritual and intelligence then.
Alrighty.
Difficulty will be 6. Cultural.
Negative. Nope.
No. Okay. Yeah. It just seems to have a whole series of carvings and really cool large style runes, and it starts activating. So a huge cloud starts to billow out of it, and you see basically a light shine on it from kind of the last light of the moon, and it seems to be coming from the horizon, like directly in, and you know, it seems to be almost making this whole monolithic stone, which is probably 20 feet, 25 feet tall, and about equal in width, maybe slightly less, spire jutting out at an angle, but it seems to be glowing itself, very faint glow, but still glowing. And sure enough, through the mist, you see it kind of swirling as if someone's moving through it, and then appearing before you is a Estevez, who may now go ahead and describe himself while I eat.
A lanky black wolf
That's me. Describe
comes trotting out.
your account.
Mm-hmm.
It comes trotting out, and basically, the greeting is not one of deference, but it's not one of superiority either. It's just kind of an equal greeting of equal, the kind of a
Mm-hmm.
sipping type thing. And in Garu, he says that he is has arrived. Now, was I given his name?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. They'll say that. Well, yeah. The name will be Justice.
Okay, Justice. And in Garu, he would.
It's a Philodox.
Yeah, he
And
would say
the
that.
Talons are very creative on their names.
He would say that he'd greet you as I'm Esteban of the Shadow Lords, because he's not gonna just in Garu. He is just gonna say that I'm Esteban of the Shadow Lords. You are Justice.
So the clip, you see another one walking, and they're both red wolves, and they're both in Hishpo form,
Oh,
so it's recognizable right away. And the one has really dark eyes, but he has a like a black spot with like a white ring around on his chest.
okay. And in that case, he would actually then do the.
Yeah, and your dossier would have him listed
Okay.
as like, and he's actually the packmate of
Okay.
of Eduardo.
In that case, he does the brief meet the eyes, lower the eyes, and expose the neck, that type of thing.
He comes up, nudges your neck, and then introduces himself as a set leader, called Eclipse, and he is pleased to receive you.
And in Garu, then he would probably, since the Spanish wouldn't come across, he would introduce himself as Dark Knight of the Shadows and give his full, as a Cleoth would do, the full Cleotheurge of the Shadow Lords, that type of thing. So.
All right, describe yourself here.
All right. Well, obviously, Justice is my name. I guess as far as like appearance goes, very sort of reddish colors on his, but like he has a big shock of red that kind of goes down his head and neck, and he looks otherwise very natural in coloration to like red wolves would be on the
Yes.
East Coast. And he has very kind of, I guess, golden orange looking eyes and very piercing stare.
And for his part, mine is alone. He is not accompanied by anyone.
Mhm.
He also has no endowments. It's just that he's in lupus form.
Okay. Well, please follow me. I'll give you the tour of our set. And then it seems like your timeline, this is all in Guru, by the way.
Mm-hmm,
The
yes.
timeline has you all leaving as soon as you can.
So he does give you a little look around. I mean, it's beautiful country. It's there are plains, high plains, lots of beautiful rivers and everything. So you're kind of running really clean air, much cleaner than California. Just colder and crisper, and you can see just the plains and everything. There's lots of different kind of animals around. You don't like run into huge herds or anything right now.
Right.
But just because you're kind of staying relatively close to the cairn. But he does kind of show you just around, and you can smell the markings and everything from, the red talon step here, Lodge of the Predator Kings. And after a pretty brief tour and running around, it takes you back to the moon bridge, and basically looks to you both and with a yip tells you guys, all right, get on out of here.
This one is grateful. And
Bring honor to all of us.
Such is the way.
All right, so you guys hop on the moon bridge, jump on, and basically you see the mist all swirl around you as you walk up on this very large slanted stone. And as you've been taught, leap of faith, you just sort of walk out onto an invisible solid bridge, and with that the mist kind of envelops you, and then you start to push the mist out as you move, and each of your step is like 30 or 40 steps, right? So you're like stepping and you're launching, stepping and launching as you move through space at a rapid rate, making your way based on your directions to moon bridge to moon bridge to moon bridge. Your direction, actually, I should be looking at Raven. And so it takes about another day or so, and you guys end up jumping around until you finally make your way to your final destination. And you pop out, and the air is a lot thicker here. It's warmer. It's definitely summertime. And as you guys step out, Rusty, you step out as well to see you guys arrive almost at the same minute to see the other two. So go ahead and everybody describe themselves, or Rusty, you can describe yourself to the group.
Well, right now,
my character Cyrus is in a very well-tailored, I don't know, five-piece suit. He's wearing sunglasses, very well, neat, done. Like, I don't want to say high and tight like the military, but it's very close to that. He holds himself with extremely well posture. Like, I mean, if you guys seen anything of how military people hold themselves, they're very upright, very head up, kind of proud to be who they are. And he's got a pretty warm smile about him because he knows his operation is, well, he feels he's going to kill some worm-tainted shit, so he's all happy about that.
Yeah, and I'll just kind of elaborate on your path to get here. You did take the flight down to Washington Dulles, and then you ended up hopping north into downtown Baltimore into there's a sept there, and you basically utilize their sept to they have their own version of the moon bridge, which is basically like a virtual reality room, and that's what they use for theirs. And the room itself, though, has a series of kind of ancient stones and everything all arranged on the ground, and that's how you can travel, and that's how you ultimately, because they don't want to have you taking a vehicle if you can help it for tracking reasons. This is just the way the guru like to move around if they can.
Oh, sure. And my guy is all about technology, so yeah.
Yeah, but that's how because I said earlier you're taking a plane and you have your itinerary, but it's actually a combination thing, and ultimately the last step was to use the moon bridge, and so now you're with everybody. So as you guys pop out, again, the air is much thicker here, and it's very humid. you guys hear a chorus of insects chirping. The very almost deafening from what you're used to, and you know, you can definitely smell the smell of society, of human development.
Is it safe
for
to
you.
shift here? Is it safe to shift? Is there anyone
So as you're
around?
looking around, you actually see a series of people looking at you, and and like a couple people, they weren't like necessarily waiting here for you per se, but they notice that you come out and they're coming over to you. You see ones in wolf. There's a wolf form. There's like two human forms, and they all appear, well, the humans at least appear to be kind of clearly Native American in complexion.
Does any appear to be more in the front, the leader type, in the
Yeah.
approach?
Yeah.
And
Definitely
what
walks
form
up.
is he in?
Human.
I shift to Hamid as he approaches.
Okay. All right. You see your people that you're with shifts to Hamid.
Yeah, now he's looks like a young Hispanic male, long black hair. I actually posted the picture in Discord because Rusty can't see here. He's got long black hair, 5'11", just as lanky as he was in wolf form.
Okay.
And but
Did
very
you post
young.
it in DC by night?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. I'm not.
In
seeing it.
general.
Oh, in general.
You did the general chat. Yeah.
Yeah, and definitely younger than you probably would have expected. He looks like a teenager still.
Take a look here, quick.
Just kind of looks
Oh, well.
at you and trying to decide if he should shift to human form as well.
All right.
So let's see. Are there others there that are in wolf form too, or?
There's one other one in wolf form, two humans, and then you see a couple of other like human figures, like walking in the background, kind of in the shadows, because it's nighttime by the time you arrive, right? So the person that does come at you does appear to be, and he kind of nods and does like this. Well, welcome.
I guess I will start shifting as well.
Okay. Where are you going?
I'll go to human form.
Human form? Okay. And then Rusty's already in human form.
I said, you know, I actually pronounced it correctly. I'm not pronouncing it correctly. He pronounces it correctly because he
Yenoha.
practiced it. Yenoha Raya.
Mm.
He actually uses the honorific as well.
He nods, says, "Welcome. I'm very pleased that you all come to assist the Wendigo. So, we will get you a feast in honor of your arrival tonight, and then we will discuss first thing in the morning how this is going to play out, what this is going to be. Understand that this will be a difficult task, but we are excited to begin retaking components that have been lost for so long. Back under...
Your camera's off, Aaron.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, well, we'll just look at your face for a while.
Awesome.
It will be good. From what I have, from what I have researched, the Nikashtank, the Anakostines have lost much. It will be good to take this land back on your behalf.
Indeed.
He did research on his
Yeah.
way, like I said.
It's all kind of a spur of the moment for everybody here. But we'll adapt and overcome. So no, he does nod and in agreement and says yes. They have. We have. My mother's side has long had an oral tradition of passing down the stories. And not to set things off on the wrong foot at all, but rather just to explain the background. It was actually the Shadow Lords that first made contact with us in the old world. And It was the name that we all remember. Henry Fleet, 1621, at the age of 20. The Shadow Lord chief. Traded and was captured by our people. And as he's saying that, he's motioning for you to follow him. And a bunch of people are kind of walking around, and they do a little nod and smile at you guys as you guys walk past. Much more warm than you were expecting from a Wendigo, but it is what it is. And you can smell the smell of cooking, barbecue, and some other things that you can smell, and it smells actually pretty good.
Huh?
Shadow Lord.
Shadow Lord, he was captured by the one. Henry.
Smell of fry bread. Ooh, smells good. But indeed, they take you over, and there's a pop-up tent around. Kind of for its part, it's still, like I said, kind of dark, but there are some lights in this, and you do see what appears to be a sign and a placard that discusses a component of Fort Bunker Hill. And apparently where you're standing is Fort Bunker Hill.
Oh.
There is a large, as I said, pop-up tent, and lots of people are moving around, and you're guessing the numbers are maybe 24 or so people total. So kind of walking around, you see a bunch of little kids running around and stuff. And for his part, he comes in and seems, somewhat happy when he's surrounded by his people now. His otherwise, stern exterior easing a bit. And he just goes to explain that it was actually the Shadow Lords that had come and been our first contact with European powers. But that's not going to affect our relationship. I'm just explaining to you the background. We hold you under no responsibility for anything. Just understand that. But we would like our land back. We want to make sure that it's the forts and the cairns that are at the forts are retaken.
Truly, Elder, I do understand. I'm descended from the Aztecs myself. I know the pain of losing your traditions and ways. I still retain my native language in honor of my ancestors.
Good. Very good. We teach our young ones the old ways. We're very actively involved in all things tribal politics. We've recently been shifted and moved. I've brought my particular family and kinfolk set with the permission of the elders back from the Farmington, New Mexico area and have retaken this just recently.
Wow.
Mhm.
Excellent.
So we've been establishing ourselves in the community, in the surrounding community, but it's been an adjustment, but it feels right. But despite our recent victories, I have to come and tell you the unfortunate reality is that the worm is incredibly strong here. Our absence, and by our I mean the Guru Nation, not represented by the Wendigo here for an age, has been emboldened. It's been encroaching in every aspect of life here for the humans.
You mean leeches?
Yes, leeches. The leeches have been very aggressively attacking your people. As it turns out, the Shadow Lords have been one of the few tribes that have been able to maintain a presence here. And most of that has been through guerrilla tactics, hit and run, mostly temporarily surrendering multiple cairns in the area and having, what I've heard, even a matus or two that have guarded some of these cairns and been assigned to them. all out of desperation and fully understandable. We ourselves have had to do much the same, and a lot of like Tucson, the outskirts of Tucson. So we understand that well, and frankly, we're looking to expand. Shadow Lords are also looking to expand, although we don't know where they are specifically seated currently, where their main sept, although I know their sept name is the Shadow Hunters, and I have a name. You're going to laugh, but find this ironic, but it's James Fleet, apparently the great grandson of Henry Fleet, at least in name.
Had I heard of
Is
the
there
Shadow
sept leader?
Hunters? Had I heard of the Shadow Hunters?
You
it
can
big
give
enough?
me, in that case, give me an academics
Alright.
and intelligence roll. If you don't have it, difficulty 8. Difficulty 7, because it would be, if you do have it, it's difficulty 5.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, we'll go academics.
Okay. Oh, okay, I don't. So it's difficulty 8 if I don't. All right. 8 and a 10.
Nice.
I'm not kidding. My
Not
dice
bad.
love werewolf.
Nice.
Wow, cool.
So yeah, it's a you have, and for much the same reason. Like your sept might be known for being survivors, and for your interest in spirits, and that's about the extent of what external would know about you. You know a lot more, but this one is known for being far more like a vagabond, almost like a stargazer kind of scenario that they have. They're far more transient or nomadic in a way, moving from place to place. It's believed that they do have a main area that they operate out of that they consistently utilize, although that's never been really passed too much. But with the 2 successes, you would know that you confirm that it's James Fleet is a sept leader, so the name does kind of ring a bell for you, and you can confirm that that's the case. Because sometimes the Shadow Lords are like, well, we have our sept leader that the other tribes know, and then there's the actual person that's in charge. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like a shell game, right?
And so do I know where their main areas where they may be located?
With 2 successes, you've heard it's like right on the border with
Okay.
like
Proximate then.
for Virginia and Maryland, and you're pretty sure they've talked, like from what you've heard when they did go to the seat of this sept, that it was more of a, like, it was right on the water, so it was right on the,
Okay, so approximate.
yeah.
All right, but I stay quiet for the moment and listen.
Yeah. So, yeah, and for his part, so he's basically kind of explaining the situation. He explains that he's aware of a Children of Gaia movement that's much similar to his, although they're doing it in a slightly different way, as he kind of scoffs a little bit. But he says that they call themselves the Tier of the Croton Sept, and they're out of Fort Stevens. So both Fort Bunker Hill and Fort Stevens are actually in the Maryland side.
And he's saying this is Child of Gaia.
Yep. The Tears of the Croton Sept. So, and they're under a actually surprisingly effective Philodox by the name of Ari Steiner. So, when we took this cairn back, we took it back from a nest of leeches. And we were able to retake it with no loss to life, which was a blessing from Gaia.
See,
The Tears of the Croatan established their sept in the same fashion. They had a slightly different enemy that they faced, although we haven't been able to get a lot of details on that particular combat, but it was definitely them retaking it from a hostile entity, and they had pulled together a amalgam of different tribes. And you can see he's sitting up very well. He's speaking exactly like I'm speaking. And, you know, for his part, he's dressed fairly normally. Like, he's not all in ridiculous garb or anything like that. You know, out going that way. He's just kind of normal, but very well, you know, put together. Clearly, you're guessing probably Holman. Unless he's just been in Holman form for a long time. But it would be that. So he looks over and says, so this Ari Steiner pulled from his previous pack and was able to come up with a group represented by multiple tribes. And so I figured I would like to try to do the same. So I reached out to each of your sept leaders who were prior pack mates of mine, and sought to provide you all with an opportunity. So enjoy the feast that we have set before you. As I said, we'll talk more about that tomorrow, but get to know each other, get to know the lay of the land, get a little bit more acclimated, and then we'll talk more, he states. And with that, you see a lady come up behind him and whisper something in his ear. So, you know, if you wanted to, you could activate heightened senses and listen. And for the most part, she talks too quietly for most to hear, unless you have heightened senses.
Yeah, I will.
Especially since everybody's in Holman form.
I do not.
Okay. So yours is just going to be perception and alertness roll. Do you have heightened senses there, Rusty?
I do have heightened senses, but it is on sight.
On site?
And I also have wolf sight as well.
Are those merits?
They are merits.
Okay, so this is the gift,
2.
but that would have worked too. But this is not a sight thing. 2. So yeah, you're able to basically hear that she's saying that we got word from the children of Gaia, and they're not able to assist us at the time. They seem to be having problems with Pentex. You can see she mouths. So with that, he kind of nods and clearly disappointed, looking down and thinking deeply. Breathes in kind of a long, drawn-out sigh, and then puts on a happy face with a smile and continues to interact with the children, and then everybody else is running in. So for the most part, unless there's anything specifically you would like to do, it's just an introduction to, so you're ultimately, I'll give you some names and you can tell me. So Nana Pa is the master of the rite. The Cairn Warder is Ahi Ga.
So wait, Manapa is...
Nana Pa is the master of rites, and it's a she. Cairn Warden is Ahi Ga. And that's a male. The Den Mother is Cho'oli. And you guessed, based on your observations, there's about 15 Guru and only 10 Kinfolk in this particular group. So heavy on the Guru side.
Who's on Ahiga again?
Ahiga is the Cairn Warden. So you can give me a Let's go primal urge and intelligence check on that.
Two successes.
Okay. So for the Cairn Warden, it's basically for the positions. It's the one that's responsible for the protection of the area immediately outside of the cairn. They call it the Bawn, the BAWN. And the Bawn is basically kind of a buffer zone between humanity and the spiritual area of the cairn. So this person would be responsible for, like, you know, if there were any kind of encroachments, so like the immediate area surrounding the park. This individual will be in charge of. And for his part, he seems to be very stern, very much kind of a cold personality. Yeah.
Alright.
Now, it's not like a rip-roaring party, but, you know, they are Wendigo, but it is much more warm than the stereotypes would have you believe.
That stiff formality actually goes away, though, because now we're out of that meet and greet stage, and now we are in the feasting stage, and now comes the bon vivant demeanor, in which case he just relaxes. He cuts up with them if they are receptive. He's receptive to their kids, everything.
Yeah, give me a charisma and empathy roll.
Both of us?
Everybody, just to see how you interact. Difficulty will be 8 because they are Wendigo.
I'm sorry, Aaron, what was the roll?
It's going to be charisma and empathy.
No successes.
Yeah, no successes, but no ones either, no botches.
Yeah, no botches. That's the important part.
Yeah.
I triple botch. Oh my goodness.
Oh, totally different campaign at that point.
Yeah.
So that is zero successes.
You guys can't like breach this place socially, really. I mean, you could tell like they're providing you food and everything, and they're being nice because they're basically told to. And the kids, for their part, are playing because they're kids. But for the most part, you get definitely a kind of an ominous feel, sort of an air of uncertainty and distrust of you. And it doesn't manifest too much. And for his part, he's probably the most the leader. Yano Haas is pretty
Shioli.
open to discussing with you, and notices when people are just not engaging with you guys much, other than providing you the food and doing general just one sentence returns and not really engaging in any meaningful discussion.
I'm Shadow
step
Lord, I'm
in.
used to it.
Yeah, totally.
Actually.
Totally.
In fact, he just lets it just roll off.
Yeah, like whatever. I know how this is. For their part, they're used to it too. But the night goes by pretty uneventfully. There's not really an opportunity to kind of learn much more about the situation here because, like I said, nobody's really engaging you in any meaningful conversation. And then as you guys come around, like they kind of hush up and they don't talk as much, sort of thing. So it's very much like that. And so the night ends. They do provide you with they have housing that's like right on the outskirts of the actual of Bunker Hill, Fort Bunker Hill, and so you guys are able to go there and stay in a guest house that they have assigned for you, ready for you. So yeah, and you guys wake up, and it's just so humid here. That's one thing your characters would notice. I mean, you just came from San Diego, and you came from Montana, and even New York. You're a little bit more used to it, but it's just very humid. It's one thing you'll notice as you come out. And
would this be a very different sort of climate to what I would have been, I guess, in?
yeah, Montana for sure. Yeah, it's very different, and the air is not clean here. You wake up in wolf form, and you're like smelling, and you're just like, whoa! And there's so many, it's almost sickening. It's like, it's like sicky sweet, and then it shifts to just this like swamp ass, and then goes like it's all over the place. And you're not sure you like it here.
Justice looks pretty miserable.
Yeah, is not happy. The wolf is like, oh, what is this place? And so, yeah, standing, outside is, Ha. It looks like he has, looks like some battle regalia on. He has some, some leather equipment. You see a very large kind of Bowie knife on his side that has a bunch of, dangly bones and feathers and stuff that coming off of that particular knife. You're guessing it's a fetish of some kind based on the way it looks and the feel to it. And but he's sitting there, and by his side are both the warden and the warder and the master of the rites, and they're the three of them kind of just looking at you as you guys all come out. Is there anything you guys would like to do before you step out? I guess I should ask.
No, I mean, I imagine after we woke up, I went to the bathroom, but I mean, other than that, no.
Oh yeah, all that stuff. You guys got ready and all that stuff.
No, if we're ready, then no, nothing I have to do.
So, okay. And Rusty, nothing on your end, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you guys come out, and for his part, he looks at you, and with his hands outstretched, slightly, he looks at you, kind of bows his head a little, and he says, "Well, good morning." So,
I sneeze.
yeah, he isn't thinking twice about it. He looks over at you guys and says, "So, why are you here?" So, as I told you last night, we're going to be looking at retaking a particular area, and we are. So it's to the south, it's right along the water, and I have to look it up really quick. 'Cause for some reason, I never wrote it down. Really can't find it now all of a sudden. Okay, actually, I have it written down. I remember. So, Fort Hunt. Ring any bells for you all?
Does it?
I'm guessing not.
Fort Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, doesn't, since I was researching the area and his people, does it have any connection to his tribe? Or actual tribe, not the Garou tribe?
No, there's so many forts in this area.
Okay.
Not really.
Okay.
That's not Riley's old hunt, is it?
Who's Riley?
No, out of character.
So, you can look up Fort Hunt Park if you want. Those of you that have resources one or more, I assume you have a cell phone. To actually see her, you may not,
Nope.
unless someone
I
shows
wouldn't,
you.
I wouldn't have anything technological on me.
So the Fort Hunt area, we did a scouting run along the Potomac just a few days ago, and I got to tell you, there are leeches everywhere. I cannot reiterate that enough, but Fort Hunt is far enough south of DC proper that we think it would be a good forward operating base as a joint operation eventually. But first things first, we gotta take it. So, what we'd like for you all to do is I'd like for you all to wipe out the defenses and then hold. We're going to be doing a diversionary attack against one of Pentex's locations. They have an area near Alexandria that is somewhat downtown, so fairly risky, but we think we can get in and, using the Umbra, get out. Hit them, drawing as much attention there as we can, and then with you all going in, scouting and then striking when you see fit. Now, if this thing's crawling, our strike is still going to be, we think, very successful, high yield, low risk. So either way, for now, we're okay. But if you think this is going to be a suicide mission, it's just not worth it. So I'd like you guys to check it out for us. Last time we went, we saw nothing. No defenders. If that's the case, this may be really easy. But I can't guarantee that, and with the leeches having a very unpredictable schedule and being everywhere, it seems, we just may not have seen them.
Do we know what clans?
Clans?
The
He says.
type of leeches. Some of them can manipulate the shadows to their advantage. We had trouble with them down in Mexico.
He kind of looks puzzled and then looks over at sorry, I gotta look at Nanapa, and for her part, Nanapa kind of nods at him and then steps forward. We believe the majority of what we're running into here are Gangrel clan. So, but interestingly, we don't, the majority of these gangrel that we are in a more organized state and are actually openly hunting and opposing us seem to be on the Virginia side, she says. We have been here, and she's looking over at Yenoha, for years, scouting this area to see a proper beachhead and wanting to retake our ancestral homelands from the worms, grips. So we've settled on this particular fort for many reasons. It's a very powerful cairn, being chief amongst them. And for its part, Fort Hunt is also a powerful cairn, although inactive for a very long time, we believe. So we just don't want it falling into any hands in any case.
No.
So task will be this. And she kind of looks at him, does exactly that, does a deep sigh. She says, in addition to scouting it out and retaking it, you find out that you're unable to take it. She looks over and nods at the cairn warder. And so Ahiga steps forward with a bag, a little backpack. She says, you were to set this at the stone, the ruined stone. She says, and she breathes heavily and looks back at him.
To
And he kinda
destroy
looks down.
it rather than to leave it in their hands.
Yes.
I hope it will not come to that. We will do our best. I think I can speak for the pack in that matter, though we have not yet chosen our alpha.
Which brings us to another important task. We feel that, with your blessings, of course, we would like to form you into a pack, however temporary. We would be willing to bless this pack. Wendigo will not champion you. I will be upfront and let you know that right now. But we, as our sect, will bless you and endorse you should you want to talk to any of the other native spirits that might be a little bit more understanding and willing to discuss things. It will help if you wish to assign a totem spirit in that manner. So, with that being said, and if you all agree, we'll do so by vote now. If you wish to go lone wolf, a collection of lone wolves, that is fine by us. But if you wish to have a pack formed for this purpose, then we would be happy to run you through the rites. Choice is yours, but you have to choose now because it's going to take some time to get the rite ready.
Lone wolves are easy to pick off.
I agree. And I look then to Cyrus to look to see what he says.
Numbers are always better. I choose pack.
This is wise.
Justice, you are half moon. See? Half moon?
Yes.
This would be good for an alpha, I say. If it is all right with Cyrus as well.
Then it shall be so.
As much as he wants to put himself forward, he's like, this might put some brownie points on the Red Talon side. And Philodox is kind of more of a natural leader
Yeah.
than Ragabash right there.
For sure. For her part, she'll kind of round you guys up then, and she will take a drop of blood with using a pine needle. So she'll kind of find a spot and ask you guys to take home informed. And she does collect a drop of blood and puts it all on an oak leaf and creates like a little makeshift cup as she uses the oak leaf, and then she goes over to the main stone. And where there she does do a rite, which lasts into the majority of the morning. For their part, you guys can see a lot of humans nearby. You smell them. Hell, you can like almost hear their heartbeats. But for some reason or another, they're not really coming close to this particular stone, which is not actually in the actual fort itself. It's off to the side, kind of in a secluded little section of it, if you could call it secluded. But for some reason, the humans don't seem to come around this area very much. The rite is sort of disguised in a party, kind of a lawn party, just like what you guys had when they welcomed you. And Nanapaz is very specific in having you guys come together under Gaia and to work as one soul, as one beast that from many comes one, she says, and with a small little ritualistic burning of the leaf. She has you all come with your heads in and smell the smoke of the fire, which causes you to like cough up because you're really not used to this, but you're doing your best to kind of tolerate it. And she basically does perform the rite of the formation of the pack. So you guys have assigned a alpha, so you, Cedar, will have kind of the deciding vote if you wish to exercise it. And they do also ask that you guys provide a name, a pack name, as well as a patron spirit. And I can give you the list of spirits if you want. Or she can select, she can select one for you.
Does 20th anniversary provide personal impact still or no?
Nope, it's one or the other.
Okay.
But what happens is you have a pack spirit, but as a totem spirit. There you go. So you guys can take a look at this. I'm going to share that.
What page is it?
But it doesn't mean you have to invest experience. Once your character invests even one experience, you have to do one or the other. So your pack can still have a patron spirit, but it's like if you decide to all go individual totems, you can. You're just going to have to purchase the spirit all by yourself using experience, and it's 2 experience for every 1 background point that it is, just so you know. Or if you want, the cool thing about having it as a part of your pack spirit is you can pool your resources to meet the minimum to unlock it for your pack. But this just identifies who it is, and it's a part of this, an important part of the ritual, because it identifies kind of the direction and the overall, like, you know, feeling of your pack. Are you guys going to be war? Are you going to be wisdom? Are you going to be, you know, and just because you're attacking or you're supposedly going to be clearing out a cairn does not necessarily mean you have to be war at all. You can be anything you want, any one of those, even ones that are considered, you know, like fox or something. She'll, unless it's specific to a tribe like Thunderbird or something, like you can't do that. But all the other ones are fair game. Or unicorn is another one that you probably couldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
Unicorn.
Yep.
Cockroach.
Child, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Cyrus is going to have to speak with the spirits on this one.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are able to step sideways if you want to see what spirits are just in the immediate area.
A lot of cockroach.
Yes.
Cockroach and rat.
Cockroach, rat. There's fox there. Yeah, I could tell you if you want, but and for her part, she'll kind of walk you through the different spirits, which, you know, is how you're reading through it now. She's basically telling you some of the general information in non-metagame terms.
Cyrus will look to the other two, and before I make my decision, or at least put my input on it, I must converse with the spirits. I shall return momentarily. And he's in an attempt to step sideways.
Okay, you're gonna step sideways then. So for their part, I mean, you guys are still in like the area that's
Like owl.
you guys own most of the block essentially. This particular sept does, and you're able to go into kind of one of the bathrooms and in one of the mirrors step sideways. And you step sideways into the spirit world, and the immediate thing that strikes you is the house is gone. It looks like there's some old rickety like shacks and stuff that are kind of dotting the landscape, but you definitely see the fort behind you under no uncertain terms. And you're starting to see a couple of kind of bright spirits floating around. You do see kind of a rabbit. You see a deer off in the distance. It looks like there's a couple of them right at the edge of the forest line. And you see a little happy fox seems to be running and chasing a butterfly spirit and jumping high into the air trying to get it. And you see, coming around and through like the gutters along the street, you see a couple cockroaches. And then you can hear the squeaking of rats in the actual sewers. So those are the ones that immediately come that you can see just like walking around for a few rounds. Is anyone else going to go into the spirit world, or are you guys all going to kind of just talk and listen to her talk?
Actually, mine probably would go into the spirit world. That's a thing
Okay.
with the urge. So.
It's all right. I won't have you
Okay.
roll. Normally it would be gnosis, difficulty of probably 5, but we're all right.
Okay.
I'll just have you go through because you have plenty of time. It's not under distress or anything. And, it wouldn't make sense to have you, even if you did botch, bad things can happen, but they're right there, so they can get you out.
And he does have spirit heritage, but it's only 1 dot, and it's the elemental.
Okay, elemental. So you see much the same thing, and you see Cyrus like walking out and just sort of like questioningly like looking around. And for your part, Rusty, I mean, you were taught about wit. You were taught about Maja, but Maja doesn't really. Yeah, you're not sure if Maja would go for sponsoring you.
I know. But I did send you a text.
And you
And-
know, I mean, he's incredibly grumpy.
I know, I do know that, and only by the stories I've been told. But I'm just looking for guidance. I'm not looking for his sponsorship.
All right, give me an enigmas plus charisma roll.
Ooh, I'm actually pretty good at that.
Difficulty will be 6.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Oh yeah, 3.
3. All right. Yeah, you're able to do kind of your little thing, and you know, you whip out your cell phone, which I'm assuming is as part of Bound or whatever, and you send your message, and with 3 successes. Nothing immediately happens. I will say.
Hey.
But
Okay.
you're pretty sure, I mean, your message sent, and you know that your father has set it up so that Maja was provided a means to communicate, you know, and there's like you don't know what system he has, but somehow he was able to communicate with his spirit through like a cell phone that he had that was, what do they call it when you, shit. Dedicated.
That's,
Ded-
yeah.
dedicated to you. So we'll say you have much the same thing, and he told you that you could try. He hasn't heard from Maja in quite a while either. So yeah.
I'm like I said, I'm looking for it's more of a honorable speech and guidance that I'm looking for, not so much as asking for sponsorship. I just want his take on what I should do. That's all I'm doing.
Okay. Well, after a couple minutes, what are you doing? What's Esteban
I'm
gonna do?
looking. He's
You see, he just like
looking
pops
for-
out a cell phone that's
Yeah.
clearly dedicated, and he sends a text in the spirit world. And for your part, you like I described, there's a little fox playing in the. There's there's some rats that are probably in the sewers. Clearly, you
Any
see
owls?
cockroach. Good question. How about give me a either an animal kin in perception, or
Okay.
if you don't have it.
I don't have animal kin because I have Mark of the Predator.
Yeah.
But I'm in the spirit world. This is spirits, not
I
animals.
know.
But yes, I have Mark of the Predator.
Uh,
Humans kind of shy away from me too.
Then you can give me a perception and alertness, but the difficulty is going to be 7.
One success.
You see some trees along the edge that you're guessing are probably good places to look if you're looking for an owl specifically.
I will head that way because I'm kind of thinking of like wisdom rather than war since we don't have a full moon.
True.
But that's just he's privately thinking. He is taking note of the ones that are there, the cockroach, the rat.
Mhm.
Which rat isn't bad either, so
Yeah. Okay.
a little odd, but
Yeah, it'd be different. Bonars would love you guys. So yeah, you head over, and then we'll talk about that in a second. But you can go ahead and give me a perception and alertness roll. Difficulty will be 5. Same with you, Rusty.
Perception alertness, okay.
Cedar, what is your character doing? Just gonna hang out and talk with her because we'll get to you here in a second if you are. But the other 2 have gone into the spirit world. And for her part, I mean, Nanapa will like walk you through everything. Like she'll talk you through all the different ones that she can get, and basically read you off that book.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
and she can summon them. So it doesn't really matter if you. I mean, it's only if you want to just go and meet one personally and kind of go through the role play and see how they do it. That you otherwise it certainly is fine just to take it from this approach. It's up to you.
Yeah.
So for now we'll just have you hang out, but let me know if you want to switch gears and head into the spirit world, and we can just have you do that. So How many successes?
One.
One. You're pretty sure you hear some movement or something as you're kind of like behind you as you're going, but not really. You're kind of like, and you don't see anything, so it's kind of hilly here. And then you go to the tree line. So, Rusty, how many successes did you get?
I got 4.
You see coming out of a different tree line from the other direction, a kind of sauntering look, kind of rapidly moving, I guess, and in the form of a very large wolverine that's coming up. And for his part, it's kind of moving and shifting and comes up, looks around, sniffs the air, sniffs the ground, and then looks up and locks eyes with you, and then starts to come up to you.
Do I know this is Maja or one of his children?
You can give me a, let's do enigmas and intelligence roll.
2 8s.
2 8s. All right, so you're pretty sure it's one of his children. You've heard stories of Maja, and you're thinking Maja is probably the size of a house.
Yeah.
This is more like the size of a bus.
Yeah, Maja's also pretty much like war incarnate at this point too, so.
Yeah, he's divided out elsewhere, but you seem to have the attention of at least one of the children of not insignificant size.
Sure.
He's definitely not a little Wolverine spirit.
Cyrus will go to a knee and bare his neck as showing, obviously showing vulnerability to Maja, but a representative thereof. How's that?
It comes up to you, and it nudges your neck to the point where it actually launches you back about 3 feet. And it's like annoyedly, like it almost doesn't know quite what to do, but it's not going to kill you. But it knows it's supposed to do something with your neck, so it like hardly nudges you, which turns out to be it's almost like you got punched by a giant. You kind of come to and look at it, and it just seems to have its eyes fixed on you. What is it that you want from me and my father? The voice says in a female form.
I seek guidance. My grandfather has dedicated his life to Maja and has passed down to the generations.
The ears start fluttering up and down as you say that, and then she comes up closer to you, smells deeply. At this point, you're turning around. You see a very large form of a Wolverine, spiritual Wolverine, looking in at Cyrus directly and like right in his face.
Huh.
And for your part, interestingly enough, a little side thing that we had to look up, but Wolverine is no longer in the books. It's no longer offered as, it's basically been kind of a disgraced totem of sorts because of the rage that it provided. It was like kind of a major war totem originally, but also very much like, and then they stopped taking on patrons essentially. So interesting that this would be called from your perspective, because you're like, what different? Okay, I mean, he just wants to talk to Wolverines, but it could easily eat him or try to eat him as it could, and this looks like it's not an insignificant spirit, so it'd be a fight for sure, and you probably would have to flee. Your guess is based on your power level.
I'm actually probably going to honestly move a little closer, but not like aggressively or anything like
Okay.
that, just in case he needs backup.
Okay. And for her part, Nanapa, she kind of stops and pauses as she's describing each one of these as you're reading them.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, she gets this like, puzzled look on her face.
Something wrong?
Feel an odd presence here. Come with me. And with that, she goes into one of the houses, and she goes and so the way I picture this is like being like a cul-de-sac. So the cul-de-sac is right on the edge of Fort, like the edge of Fort Bunker Hill, and in the center of this particular cul-de-sac, which is like maybe pulled some strings to get in here or something, right? They have a stone that the cul-de-sac goes around. So it's like in the center of the cul-de-sac is this large stone that has the runes around it and stuff. So that's when I talk about a rune for the center of the cairn, that's actually it.
Right.
But the whole thing is a cairn. This is just the node, like one of the nodes that they use and so they can stay away because there's lots of humans everywhere because people will visit because it's an actual fort, right? And it's a full tourist thing. So they have to be off to the side. Anyway, she just goes into one of the houses and she starts to step sideways. So this time I'm going to have you roll Gnosis roll for me. And the difficulty of the gauntlet here is going to be 5.
And we use just the number of dice that equal to our Gnosis, I guess. 2 successes.
Okay. So you are able to step sideways. And just like I described to them, the buildings in this whole cul-de-sac is basically gone. The stone is there in full and it's brilliantly glowing. The whole land is giving off like a glow or like little almost sparkles are coming off of it. In this whole radius, you're guessing this is like the look of the cairn while you're inside. And so you can feel the power of it. It seems to be a stamina cairn from what you're kind of gathering. You feel stronger from being around it. And none of the 8 buildings, none of the human buildings are here, except for some old shacks, which don't exist as a physical representation in the real world. So you're pretty sure that as you're looking around, like I described all the different spirits, well now all the spirits are suddenly stopping. Like the fox like jumping and starts bounding, like hopping away through this through a very high grassy field. The birds are kind of flying away. And as you kind of turn around and get the lay of the land, you stop on a Cyrus that's standing in front of a very large looking Wolverine that's head's bigger than he is, that seems to be down on its haunches and right in his face. And it's almost like taking the Nanapa is like taken aback by that. She's kind of like, whoa, like what? And so she immediately steps up. So you hear this, Cyrus, coming up from behind you as you're having your little conversation. Great Wolverine spirit, I ask that you come here in peace. This has been reclaimed through combat and by my people. And we ask that you leave us intact so that we might continue our war with the worm, as she says, and she steps forward, like trying to figure out what to even say. And for its part, the Wolverine spirit just like its eyes go over to her, and then kind of slowly, like almost annoyedly, going back to you, Cyrus. What wisdom do you seek?
I will look back to her and tell her I called her here for guidance.
What? Nanapa says. And then like realizes the Wolverine's right there and kind of like, oop. And she kind of looks over and she looks at you and looks at she's kind of looking around. She doesn't.
Yeah, she sees. I look, catch her eye. And
okay.
Like she knows I am here. Whatever happens, I'm here. And your eye too. Gets you like he's in. Ready, no matter what happens, if something goes sideways.
Maja's essence is fading. His age is catching up with him, but his sons and daughters have dispersed into the world. What is it that you seek from me?
I do not wish to dishonor his legacy, but I would like to know whom I should choose that would also not only dishonor my new totem, but bring honor back to Maja.
See, that's another really strong smell, and like to the point where your clothes almost go into the nostrils. I smell Karak on you. Why is this? Smells again. Perhaps your bloodline.
Harak is the cockroach, is that correct?
No, Karak is the Wolverine spirit that you guys actually had that you chose over Rin.
Oh. Okay, you're right. I'm sorry. That is correct.
Maja was the father Karak.
Right.
So you're guessing Karak and this one are probably siblings.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that would make sense.
Yep. Well, what is it that you want? It looks, and it starts pacing kind of in front of you in its huge form.
Who would you choose for me that would still honor Maja?
Nothing that would run away, as it snarls, looking at the fox bounding away.
Cyrus gives a smirk and kind of nods his head in agreement.
Although I've heard that foxes are very smart, that holds a certain value in the survival aspect of things. Mortal, you have to give me more to work with than this. What do I choose for you? Nothing. You do not need any tie to a totem spirit. Be free of it. Go on your own merits. If you must choose one, and it starts looking over at all of you and the Wendigo, and even, well, it doesn't really look too much at you. It's maybe it'll look over towards you and kind of just see that you're there. But it's mostly focusing on Nanapa and on Justice for a second, and then looks back at you. It decides to kind of just go around you and snorts out of annoyance, and then it walks right up to you. And I'm talking this thing, like I said, it's about the size of a small bus. Like, it's a Wolverine too. Mm-hmm. So imagine that coming at you, and it's glowing, kind of little sparks and whatnot coming off of its form, and semi-translucent. Well, that's you can't see through it. It's opaque fully, but it does saunter up to you. It has sort of a glow to it, and it comes like right in your face. And by right in their face, I mean probably no more than a centimeter right from your nose, and then it juts its head right in your face abruptly, and so you can give me a willpower roll.
Alright.
And right now, Rusty, you're looking at Wolverine butt.
Yeah, no worries.
Just like when my cat's butt would fill the screen.
That's it.
That was almost a botch.
It does take. You're just with
So
so
it's
many
a-
new sensations. Did you get any successes?
No successes.
Okay. Just with so many new sensations and everything, like at this point, you're just kind of like, wait, what the fuck? I'm not expecting. What the hell is this? And you feel like you're kind of, subservient nature come into play a little bit, almost on a primal nature, and so you do kind of flinch a little bit as it goes right in your face, and then kind of looks at her, and then it seems sort of confused. Says, "You're already taken. You're already spoken for," it says, and she nods, And Nanapa nods. And then it kind of smells on you and smells the air and then looks over at you and starts sauntering over at you full speed. And it makes up the ground very rapidly, gets right in your face, and does the same thing for you. Please provide me with a willpower.
I will. My dice stopped.
So it said I was already taken?
No, it said Nanapa. Alright, so it smelled you, and then it kind of read you up and down, and then looked over at her, at Nanapa, smelled her, and it's like, you're already taken, or you're already spoken for, spirit-wise, so I don't need to worry about you, essentially. It's like, why are you here? And then, now it's going directly over to Esteban. Alright, what'd you roll?
I'm gonna find out. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty is going to be 6.
One success.
One success. So you stand your ground. You don't go full submissive, but you definitely are like kind of flinching away as it comes right again, just uncomfortably in your face for such a large animal. Anyway, even if it wasn't this large, it'd be uncomfortable. It takes one giant sniff in, and then looks back over and starts slowly kind of sauntering over, back over to Cyrus. Maybe the fox is good for you all. It says, she says as she looks back up at these two.
Cyrus
Almost
will kinda,
mockingly.
That's not good. Cyrus will kind of look over and give it a questioning look. The fox? Are you sure?
Mortal, I'm not sure what you want me to tell you.
I just want to keep honoring my grandfather and Maja. I don't wish to choose a totem that will disrespect you.
Survive and make sure you do not hunt our kin and protect our kin from being hunted. That's respect enough.
So be it.
Stop the fur trappers.
Yeah, he'll give him a nod.
Though that's not a problem around these parts.
I will do my best to make that so. Thank you for answering my call.
You're welcome, it says, and then with that, it looks over at everybody and then saunters back off into the forest line, its energy dissipating back into the distance. Rapidly traveling, almost like it deforms into just like a mist and then rapidly juts out of the current space. And you guys are left standing there. Nanapa says, I would appreciate it next time if you let me know before you're going to be summoning spirits of any significance.
Well,
I don't know
I
what
did
relationship
say
you
that.
have with the Wolverine, and frankly it surprises me. But please let me know next time you're in our care.
My apologies. I did, however, say I was going to confer with the spirits.
That is, yes, a very specific and chaotic spirit.
I'll look back over to the other two and then look back at her and state that my grandfather and his pact chose Maja as their totem spirit. And if you do not know, Maja Corporation is a strong force against the worm. I only wish to honor Maja and my grandfather. I did not want to choose a spirit that would disrespect or dishonor either one of them. I was only seeking guidance.
The for its part, the name Maja Corp actually does sound very familiar to you. And you know actually for a fact that they have been active in the preservation scene in Montana.
All right.
They're one of the sponsors of many, but it does sound familiar to you. Okay. So with that, what are you guys deciding on?
Cyrus will look over at the guidance of Maj's descendant. I choose the fox.
But the fox is both predator and prey.
I look at go.
Fox is an interesting choice. None of us says. If that's what you all choose, it sounds like you can all agree.
It is
What about
cunning, so it is not all negative.
Well, it also has its view, or a lot of the tribes have their views on it. Will set you back in certain ways,
Yes.
societally speaking. But it makes sense that the Wolverine, who is himself disgraced, would recommend such a spirit, I guess.
I look
She
over
states
at,
as looking directly at you, Cyrus.
and I glance at Justice to see where he is thinking.
I'm thinking that we will need cunning for this, since we are surrounded by enemies. But I was thinking the cuckoo, as much as it really doesn't, I guess. Well,
Cuckoo
so
bird.
yeah, so out of character, I really have no idea what I would normally choose with any
Well,
of
neither
these.
does your character.
Yeah.
You're kind of thrust into this forced decision.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
So that is okay.
Mm.
We could just have you guys go through, and I can assign one later, but it would mean that the pack solidifying is incomplete.
right. Well, I agree with cunning, so we're at least on the same wavelength there. So it comes down. We will have a minor setback either way, but they both give us good gifts in cunning. So
It's either the
No
cuckoo
matter
or the
the-
coyote, I was thinking.
not the cunning. That's chaos. Oh my God.
Yeah, you guys are
No
getting
matter the-
militia though.
No matter the spirit we choose, there will be pros and there will be cons.
Well, despite the setback, both of them could speak for me well enough. Subterfuge, he's like, yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, why don't we take this? We'll move on with this, and you guys can think about it. And then when we take this up in the future, you guys can make another decision. And that way, if John joins us, we could have him join in. So it'll be an incomplete. We'll say you guys weren't able to come to an accord in time, and that's fine. It happens. But if there is a spirit that you guys run into along the way, by name, that actually tends to help with the bonding of the pack, as well as the bonding with the pack of the spirit, then we can kind of go with that. So she does assure you that it is not the end of the world. It is just something that she likes to do. She can't complete the ritual until you have it selected. and you have a patron. So, so she does a mark on there as kind of a placeholder, and you guys are basically instructed to hang out. Nighttime is the best because the humans all pretty much go home after about 6 p.m. and then that will significantly reduce the amount of people in any one of these parks that they're talking about. And with regards to Fort Hunt, they have a specific moon bridge that they have in mind for you to basically get close enough to head along the beach and go there. So, is there anything else you guys would like to do for the remainder of the afternoon? It's like the military, hurry up and wait. Lots of waiting. It's like, go wait. But that's how it is. Anything? Hearing none?
Nothing I can think of. Yet.
Probably spend more time in the Umbra, to be honest.
Okay.
Getting an idea of the.
You can give me another perception and alertness roll. Difficulty will be 7 again. And you guys can do the same if you want. If you're going to spend time in the Umbra. Perception and alertness. 7.
No successes, no botches, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know you can botch
will
this. Well, actually you can. Yes, you can.
So would
Oh,
that
look,
be?
hello, Bane.
Yeah, exactly. Perception and alertness, difficulty 7. 2.
2.
All right. Let me see what Cedar rolls here. Justice rolls.
1 success.
1 success. So you're pretty sure, that Esteban was looking at the tree line and kind of looking up and looking in the branches and everything. You're pretty sure you see the glowing outline, a very faint, though it may be and small, of what appears to be an owl, a little barred owl. And it seems to be looking right at her, but she, for her part, doesn't seem to see it.
I'm the mighty Theurge.
That's pretty much what you noticed. I know that's exactly. I can't see shit, but I'm pretty sure they're there. And then for your part, you see a couple of rats that kind of scoot by, that go kind of at your feet and are running through the. One in particular looks a little bit bigger than the others and seems to take a notice at you and stops and kind of crinkles its nose a bit a couple times. Just looking back at you. So.
I think I'll actually approach it.
The rat?
Yeah.
Okay. It kind of looks at you and then kind of looks at the side, looks around. Do you have anything like predatory mark or anything like that? No, you don't. I made your character. So, yeah, it kind of looks over at you and
I can't hear you guys, but can I jump in real quick?
yeah, what's up? We were quiet.
Sorry, the audio seems to be breaking up a little bit, so that's why I asked. Sorry, but my just incidentally, my 1 point merit roll site gives me an extra die roll on visually based perception rolls that involve movement or take place at night. I'm assuming Numbra kind of counts as night.
No, it's
No?
not.
Okay.
No, it would be the same time as whatever it is in the real world.
Really? I thought it was
Okay,
opposite.
of course.
I don't think so. It's not opposite.
It's been a while.
We could take a look. We could look it up.
No, I think you're right. It's been
It might be.
It's just-
I don't recall that.
it's
But
been a long time. And that might have also been flavor from our storytelling.
maybe. All right. So the rat.
Yeah, I think I will actually approach the rat and
Yeah. It kind of gets up on its little hind legs and has its 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 little arm, little hands there, sitting there, kind of looking at you, and tilts its head. Yes. Who are you?
I am Justice.
Justice. Justice for what?
Just my name.
Oh. Hello, Justice. I'm Cesare. It is pleasure to meet you, as he bows his head a little bit. And crinkles his nose again and looks around. You haven't seen that nasty fox around, have you?
Not recently.
Okari. He's a crafty one, that.
They tend to be. Don't they?
Always trying to absorb our energy. Well, how can I help you, Justice? You seem
I am
lost.
I am tasked with a mission, I guess.
Yes?
And I'm not certain my normal, not certain Griffin would, I don't know exactly how to really word this.
Griffin kind of looks around nervously. What about Griffin? You seen him? Looks up at the sky.
No, I have not seen him.
Ah. Oh, phew. Ha.
But I think I might need your talents
My talents.
for.
Oh, you need me to teach you a gift?
as a spirit totem, if you'd be so willing.
A spirit totem? Oh. Kind of looks over and scratches its head. Scratches his tummy too, the other hand. Geez, All right, Rusty, we're gonna switch over. Oh, you're gonna, okay, I thought you had to take it.
Yes, the area that we are hunting in has has much corruption of the worm and many humans around, and
Oh, yes.
your sneakiness and
Humans are the source of most of the problems, it says.
are they not?
Yes. We can work with the flea spirit. We can get something happening, get enough of them culled, where maybe we can save things. I talked to Skeet a lot about that.
Indeed.
Skeet wants to cull the humans too. Do you know Skeet?
I have never seen them. No.
Oh. Nice enough. Well, I'm not sure. I certainly can sponsor you if that's what you wish. Because I like you.
Well, thank you very much.
The guy looks around. You don't see that fox around though, do you?
Not recently.
Give me a perception and alertness roll. Difficulty will be 8. Rusty, you can do the same, because you're kind of standing close by, I imagine. Actually, all three of you can.
2 successes.
Unless you guys are
We can do what?
exiting. If you're staying in the spirit world, you can
Yes.
see this whole interaction.
Okay.
What?
It's just a
Successes.
alertness.
Yeah, with difficulty 8.
Is it vision? Is it sight based?
It is sight based, yes.
So mine would be
6.
difficulty 6.
Huh?
So then mine would be difficulty 6. I do have acute sight.
Okay. Do it.
Alright. Uh, 2.
Okay. So for the most part, you guys see, how many did you get to? You're pretty sure you see some of the grass parting behind it. The rat now. So you're kind of looking around and you're prompted to kind of look around instead of focusing on this rat. And you guys see a little like silhouette slowly approaching this Cedar's character. Justice appears to be talking full on with the rat spirit.
Mm-hmm.
But something seems to be approaching them.
Stalking it.
I'll kind of move around and put myself between where I see.
So as you move around, the fox bursts out, leaping, and you hear a ah! As like the rat like runs up your leg and runs up, and then this fox like stops suddenly. Its ears are down and kind of skids really fast, like almost right up to your leg, and then it's just looking at you, and its tail's whipping back and forth.
Excuse me.
Yes, excuse you indeed. You have my meal. And it kind of stops and then looks around. Sits on its haunches.
You might have to find one elsewhere.
What happens if I want that one?
This one is mine.
Oh, Guru. Can't share that one. You guys have to come into our realm. Can't you guys eat in the real world? No?
Not this time.
Not this time. That one's really fat and plump. Looks like he's been stealing a lot, hasn't he? Yeah, whatever. You suck. Okari, get out of here. Ugh. The fox like rolls his eyes and then kind of looks you up and down, and then kind of winks at you, and then
Maybe
bounds.
some other
in
time.
spirit speeches, he's turns to you like, another time, perhaps.
Indeed. I'll just have to find where he's living and steal all the shinies. Wait, what? And like he's like trying. He starts to kind of like look around nervously. He's like, yeah, just follow the trail on the scent backwards, and you see the fox kind of looking almost like, haughty as he kind of moves slowly going back into the brush, and you can see the grass kind of parting where he goes through. Oh man, that fox! Okari's just such an asshole, he says.
They do get on our nerves, don't they?
Yes, right? If you ask me, they should bring back those good old-fashioned fox hunts. I heard the humans used to take dogs and ride like deer or something, and like go in and race them out of like bushes and things. And then they'd like skinned them and stuff. They should do that again. So what do you need help with exactly? What are you working on? You want me to be your totem spirit? Is this... Are you officially asking?
Yes,
I gotta
am.
say, I feel pretty comfortable up here on your shoulder. I think we could work pretty good together.
Well, I am tasked, my pack is tasked with scouting and then possibly taking a cairn in Fort Hunt.
Fort Hunt. Oh, yeah. I think little Jimmy went back down there. A lot of stuff going on along this coastline. We swim across the river all the time, and we go south, too. And north. Try to stay away from the north, because the big fang ones kind of like to suck us dry and drink all our blood. It's fucking weird.
The fanged ones? You mean the leeches?
Yeah. Leeches? No, not leeches. Not leeches. They look almost like humans, I guess. It's what some of my real brethren have said. Some of the ones from the non-spirit world. At least when they died. Bless their hearts, he says, as he puts his hands together almost in praying, and then presses them back and forth. But no, you and me, no, we're going places. We're absolutely going places. You find little shiny knickknacks and stuff, even if it's not important to you, just keep in mind, it might be important to me.
I'll keep my eye out. I imagine we will find many things along our way.
How do you guys feel?
This is in character
This is
expressions.
all in character.
There's in character expressions between horrified and amused.
What the?
But you know,
The
he's
red-
also not questioning it because he's the alpha.
Yeah,
What, that red talon would go for a rat?
that is definitely
But he
unique.
didn't think a red talon would go for a fox either, so.
True. There's that too. It's kind of both ways. It's either way. It's interesting. What are you doing there, Cyrus? You're watching this whole thing kind of play out too.
He'll shake his head and step back.
All right. Is there any other interactions you guys want to do in the spirit world?
No.
I guess not.
So the rat will. So you have to choose then. You can choose to do either a personal totem, in which case you have to purchase the rat all by yourself. But then he's your own totem, and you choose all, like, you have full autonomy on how you spend experience on him and all that stuff. And you get the full bonus of his being on you. But then you can't benefit from both a personal and a pack totem. So once the pack decides on a totem, then it's like you get one or the other. So just keep that in mind. But for now, he's interested in just kind of hanging out with you either way.
All right.
And besides, you're keeping him safe from the fox. So
That's what I was kind of hoping for alpha myself. I'm like,
yeah,
apparently,
you didn't
I'm
see it.
behind the
Yeah,
urge.
yeah. Rusty saw it. Rusty's like, she's. I hope she's not looking for an owl because there's one like right in front of her.
God. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
My dice were so hot in the beginning. that
Yeah,
it
they
just
were
got
doing
bad.
good.
Know all about vampires, but can't find the owls.
All right. Anybody else doing anything else? Anyone?
No,
do you want to
I'll-
continue to interact in the
I'll
spirit
emerge.
world? Do you want to explore any other spirits?
No.
No? Okay. So Rusty's letting the owl go. Do it. So you guys all then, is there anything else you'd like to do? I assume not before nighttime.
Nope.
Okay, you guys all assemble in the center of the cul-de-sac. And they basically do a rite of the moon bridge opening, and they give you the directions to where they're opening the other one right now. They have a person that's on the ground, and they'll give you directions from there. So once you guys are in position, I'm going to instruct a sparrow spirit to notify us once you're in position, and we'll provide the diversion. So you'll have to step sideways, notify the sparrow, and then it'll come find us. I'm guessing it'll probably take about an hour, so you're going to be hanging tight for an hour, and then we'll start our things. So we got to go get in position ourselves.
All right.
So Gaia, go with all of you, and yeah. Other than that, let's try and keep radio silence and all that, and make sure you're not being followed or tracked or anything like that. And let's do it. He says. So with that, you guys again step onto the stone and are catapulted with long supernatural strides over the land, and end up basically coming in rapid. It's like you're being like on a walking escalator. How each step you can feel yourself moving a lot, and then once you step off the escalator, there's that little change in velocity. In this case, it's like being on something that's 10 times or 20 times that fast. So it does take a little bit getting used to, but you guys at this point have done a couple of moon bridge movements, and end up standing there. Of course, crickets, same kind of hot, humid air, although a little bit more of a marine smell in the air. And what form are you going to be in? What form is everybody in, I guess?
Mom,
Hobbit? Okay.
Is it?
Lupus? You could be in Lupus.
Yeah, I guess I would be in Lupus.
You can do whatever you want.
Well.
yeah, you don't have to match us because we're not elders.
Yeah, I guess I would be in Lupus.
Okay.
That's what I'm most natural in.
So, and the way it works is you can call spirits like what Rusty did in my game. So there's a gift that you can call them to. But if you know a spirit's name, I say that you can actually call it, and depending on what your role is, it may or may not come.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to know the spirit's name and have interacted with it, and then it has to be open to you calling it. So that's why the difference is. Whereas the gift, you can just call one and it'll come, or you can call a certain type of spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a difference. But in this case, you do have
What was the name of the rat again?
Uh-oh. Looks like you need to do an intelligence roll. It's a very fast conversation.
No.
Oh, darn. Alright.
Did
Can't
we
remember.
hear it?
Nah, I should have written it down.
Well, yeah, we can give you, but it'll be intelligence roll difficulty 7 for you two. I will allow it.
Challenge accepted. 1.
1. You're pretty, alright, you're pretty far. You're pretty sure it starts with a sis? Something? Sis something? Alright, with 1. Alright, and then Rusty, did you want to try and jump in this, or are you going to be like, nah, you can forget that shit's name? I don't want that anyway.
Yeah, I'll do it, but I don't. I want to say it's Cicero, but
Sicily?
Oh, you guys are dancing right around it.
difficulty was what?
You got
Cereal?
it. You got it. So between the two of you, she remembers Sis, and you remember Eri. Cicely.
Cicero.
Cicero.
Cicely the rat. The rat spirit. Mentioned someone called Skeet. Okay. So yeah, you guys are all assembled, and standing before you is a young, looks like a teenage boy, darker complexion, looks Native American, and he kind of looks around. He's like, he kind of bows his head, shows his neck, a little bit, ritualistically, even though he's in helmet form, and greets you guys. So, all right, I've been told that you guys are needing some directions. So so it's right across. You have to swim, but it's right across the Potomac there. We have a boat waiting, and we're gonna take you across. So you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's do this then. So off to Fort Hunt. And so he does indeed have a little dinghy. It's just basically tied up to a little makeshift dock, and almost looks like a private, little small dock thing. And you see he has a little outboard on there. It's already fired up, and he just basically takes you guys across. And so once you guys arrive on the other side, I'll just get this here. So you guys land at the beach, and then with that, he's not going to go any further. He kind of motions for you guys just to continue to head kind of north westish. You guys can hear the sound of multiple cars going pretty fast up ahead, and you see their lights through the trees. So as you guys go, there looks like there's a turn off here. And there's no cars in this one, but as you're kind of crossing along, you see a parkway that's ahead of you. And as I said, lots of cars moving pretty fast along in both directions. But you're able to kind of wait for an opening, and then proceed across, which looks like it's into a field. And as you're looking, there's a field, and then maybe like 80 feet or so ahead of you is a tree line. And so once you get into the tree line, you guys all give me a perception, and let's go with rituals.
So two higher if we don't have rituals.
Yep.
Okay.
2.
2.
2. Okay. You guys feel the air change. And in a way, it feels like like we'll say you guys might have like a little sprained ankle or something like that, or maybe you have a tooth that's hurting you. You have like a a little sprained finger from a fight that you had a little while back or something, and everything seems to kind of alleviate as you're stepping on this land. So you don't notice anything, Rusty. It is what it is. So yeah, that's you do kind of notice, and for your part, you guys can give me occult and actually with the rituals, that would be all part of it. You're pretty sure you stepped on Karen.
Oh.
It's kind of the tingly sensation you're getting is more or less a Karen kind of thing.
This is it.
We're here.
So, or at least you're in a near vicinity. And sure enough, a lot of like the trees, the grass is particularly vibrant. It looks like the trees are there. You hear like the hooting of an owl in the distance, and the chorus of crickets is even louder. And you're pretty sure you hear the distant sound of barking and whatnot. So it seems like a very healthy ecosystem here. As you guys are kind of looking at this forest line, you do see some lights on sort of up ahead, maybe 40 feet or so beyond the tree line. Looks like there might be some like white buildings with some blue siding or so. Up ahead, a little bit of like street light maybe. Very faint though, so it doesn't look like too much, but there's a little bit there. So how do you guys want to approach? Walk like you own the place? Slaughter everything you see?
That's how I always walk.
I own it anyway, I do. Right?
Well,
We have a leash. No.
Can I see the rat? Can I see the book? The back. Back.
yeah, I think we should avoid the lighted areas, but
387.
What was it, 387?
387, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That's your book. Okay.
Well, no defenses so far. We need to go further in, maybe closer to where the node would be.
Okay.
Heightened senses. Would I smell anything odd within the cairn area?
Yeah, you can give me the roll. So perception and alertness, and the difficulty will be we'll say 8 because there's a lot of smells everywhere. And normally nobody can actually do this anyway. So.
Holy shit! 4 successes.
Wow. Okay, so let me tell you what you smell. You smell two distinctive smells coming, and it smells like something dead but preserved. Distinctive hits coming from, so we'll say like the wind, you're downwind and everything, like perfectly downwind from Fort Hunt. So it seems like it's ahead of you. And slightly off center to the right. And you, let's see here.
Would I recognize that smell as being vampires? But I probably
you
haven't
really interacted with
I haven't
vampires
ever-
yet.
Yeah, that's right.
So you don't know. But it's definitely two distinctive smells. And then you are also smelling a like a plasticky slash what would that be? What kind of smell would that be? Like an ionized smell, like a. It is different. Smell.
Iron?
You've never
Ozone?
smelled it before, huh?
Ozone type smell? Or?
Kind of. It's different. You've never smelled it before. You know what? With that roll, give me an intelligence roll.
More intelligence.
It
Don't
seems
we all?
familiar.
Negative. Oh, wait. Difficulty?
6.
That's a botch.
It's botched. Okay. You can't really botch this. That's okay. Yeah, you're pretty sure it's familiar from something, but you can't place it right now. There's just so many smells, and those new two very distinctive smells are definitely there, and something you can't do. So, with yeah, go ahead and everybody give me a reflexive, which means it'll be a half dice pool, stealth, and dexterity roll.
Zone type.
Excuse me.
Two successes.
2.
With half dice pool. I am shocked.
2 as well.
Okay.
Nice.
I smell.
Okay. Nice. And then you guys gotta all give me half perception and alertness rolls as well. So half perception and alertness.
One success.
One
I've got
success.
an 8.
Is it site-based?
It is site-based, yes.
So does the wolf sight come into play? It gives me an extra dice and
It is
my
dark.
difficulty with the acute sight.
It's dark. Yeah.
Okay.
Right? It's in darkness, right? We'll
Yep. Yep, at night, yep.
Okay.
And movement based too, by the
movement
way.
based? This would be both, but yes.
Okay, so we're gonna roll
It trips it.
That's 4.
Whoa. All right. So actually, only Rusty. So as you guys are kind of going and you're like smelling something, and you guys notice that he's like smelling things. I don't know if you're talking in Garuda.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Something else, and it's coming from kind of the side, and
it smells
from
something.
the left side, because this one was forward and slightly to the right. This one's pretty much from the left side. You guys can't really see anything though, and you certainly can't like identify anything with the smell, except for Rusty, who happens to be at the right direction, you know, with his wolf sight and everything. As you're looking, it's sort of darting between trees, but you hear, first off, you hear a little bit of a buzzing sound, a very, very faint one, and you're pretty sure you see what looks to be a drone up ahead of you. Little quad drone, and it's a little bit more bigger than a personal one, so it's like probably about like this big or so, and it's sort of weaving. It's all in black, and you know it's sort of weaving. You see a reflection of what looks like it might have like a camera or something on there, and then it sort of disappears. But you're pretty sure it's going in a certain direction, which is sort of coming in your general area, but it's like if you guys don't move, it's gonna kind of be at the edge of the other edge, the inside edge of the forest line that you guys are currently in the middle of.
Cyrus will announce, heads up, we have eyes on us. And I'll give him the clocking position.
So it'd be gross if someone actually took out their eyes and put it on you.
And you don't know
You're
what
pretty-
the top
you're like,
position
what?
is.
All this. Just imagine you're a wolf, and you've never been taught English or anything. Just to put it in context.
A what?
Yeah, you're like, what? Oh, that's gross, man. I don't want them to put their eyes on me. All right, so you guys are all able to essentially evade that if you want to, unless you want to be spotted. That's up to you.
No.
But,
Yeah, we would have.
yeah.
Yeah.
So without even a roll, you're able to basically avoid it. It goes beyond you. It didn't get enough to beat your passive because it has passive perception as well. But it continues on with its little whirling sound, and then the sound gets fainter and fainter.
Just a little bit when we came in here, I noticed 2 smells of something that was dead. That seemed old.
Could be leeches. And he's had experience with them, so
Is that
but he
what they
doesn't really
smell
know
like?
what they smell.
You wouldn't know what they smell like. Though.
I don't know. I mean, they are dead,
Hmm.
but I've
They're
never
off that
smelled
way.
them.
2 of them at least.
Mm.
Then that buzzing thing smelled of, I guess, chemicals. Smelled odd.
So you're like, oh, they called them drones, I think. So they had drones with the scientific groups that went, a couple of them. Didn't look quite like this. This was, well, you didn't see this one, but the smell was fairly similar. Okay, and then beyond that though, you gonna smell maybe the smell of,
Oh, that's right.
you do smell another smell though. So
Mhm.
this one's another one. So you do have the smell of a, this one's faint because it's not quite coming from the right direction. But far to the right of you appears to be, and so like along the forest line, way up though, and it smells somewhat faint, but it smells almost like a wolf. But it's like if a wolf had died.
And as you're sniffing and say,
Also smell a dead wolf.
that doesn't sound good. Sounds like maybe they wonder if they killed one.
Does it smell old?
Maybe.
I'm going to draw the shadows around us a bit to help us hide better. If that's all right.
Sounds prudent.
I'm going to use shadow weaving, so I'm going to spend
Okay.
a gnosis point and see if I can do this. Difficulty 7.
Sure.
Two successes.
2 successes.
All right. So, spends 1 gnosis point, rolls dex occult. For the rest of the scene, I may warp the shadows within 100 yards or 91 meters. As wishes, among other creative uses, lowers the difficulty of all stealth and intimidation attempts by 1.
Okay.
So it lowers our stealth difficulties
Just keep me
to.
honest. Keep me
yeah.
honest on that one. All right, perfect. That's a good time for it.
And make a
So, what would
notation.
you guys like to do now? You guys are standing inside, pretty much just inside the overall area of the cairn. You're pretty sure you're not right at the cairn yet. You're just sort of feeling it start to. So, for its part, though, and based on your rolls earlier from rituals, you're guessing this is actually a healing cairn. So it's kind of no wonder they prioritize this one. They're very rare, and they're healing cairns, so they're powerful.
All right.
You guys are kind of just looking at each other right now.
Mm-hmm. How do you want to proceed?
Well, let's see. Our task was to come out here, scout.
Mm-hmm. Should we confront or check out basically what those things are? If things are actual moving, the dead things?
Yeah, I think we should check out the wolf first, since it seems to be alone. The wolf smell.
Okay.
All right. So, are you guys gonna follow like the forest line then to go around? Is that what you guys are gonna do?
Yeah, I think so.
And I'll just keep the shadows kind of pulled around us to just kind of hide us a little better.
Okay.
And actually, at this point, I would probably go lupus because I have black fur, which blends in a lot better at the night. Even though I wear dark clothing, black fur is even better.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys are able to move along, and so go ahead and give me a survival and perception roll. Whoever is tracking. If all of you are tracking, that's fine too. You can give me all separate rolls. but it's going to be by scent, and you have to be in a form that has scent. So right now we have one. You're in wolf form or in hispo?
I'm in a wolf.
Wolf. So yeah, you would be fine.
I'm just right here, Hamid.
Okay, so you're going to let them do this.
I could try. My survival is not. Oh, my one took out my one success.
no.
Oh my god. Seriously? Jerk dice.
2 successes.
Okay, so you're able to kind of follow the scent up into, you're going through the forest. You cross what looks to be a road, and there's a couple branches you can see on either side that sort of go off into different directions from the main road. But ahead of you, you can all give me perception and alertness rolls.
Sight-based?
It will be sight-based in this case, yes.
And is it standard difficulty?
Standard difficulty.
One success then.
One success?
2
successes? Okay.
Well, I got 3, but 2 ones, so 1.
Okay. So you got one.
One success, yeah.
Okay. And then you got 2, you said? So, and then 0?
One.
Or 1?
Just one.
So you guys are pretty sure up ahead you hear something, and you can kind of see a little bit of movement up ahead in the brushes along the forest line up ahead. But you also hear the sounds of dogs barking in the near distance, and then you see what looks to be like street lights as well, and it looks like there's a fence ahead of you, and you see walking along the fence very briefly look to be like a wolf tail, and then it disappears. It's heading kind of away from you, or slightly out to the side from you guys.
I believe I saw it. It was along the fence, back over there, heading away from us.
Alt.
Okay, what would you do?
I need to check it out.
Yeah, I think we will continue
Stalking
going-
it?
Stalking it, yes.
Okay, another survival and perception roll. By scent. For the most part.
Stupid one keeps sticking everything out. Oh.
3 successes.
This time you caught right up on it. And for its part, as you're coming up, you guys can all give me stealth and dexterity if you want to sneak up closer to it, or if you want to just stop right at it's barely visible, then you can do that. So it's kind of up to you.
Yeah.
Oh, we're in.
And you're in the
form.
shadows.
We're in lupus too, so that gives us a +2 to our dex.
Yeah, but Rusty's character isn't.
Oh, yeah.
Cyrus isn't.
But remember our difficulties are 1 less for stealth.
Yeah, because of your shadows.
I still have 7 dice, unless I'm halved for some reason.
Nope, you're not halved. Not in this case, because you guys have got the drop on it.
Oh, 4 successes.
4? 1,
Yes.
2, 3, so 2. All right, so you guys are activating your. Actually, it's difficulty 5. Then still okay. Still 2.
Ooh, no successes.
No successes. All right. The wolf seems to be going. So your fearless leader is going through and seems to step on a couple of leaves or something, a little patch of leaves that probably wasn't the best idea. And the wolf's head snaps over and kind of looks in your general direction. It seems to look right at him, and you see its ears perk up. And it seems like it's like what? Initiative.
All right.
Okay. Using these ones.
With sticks.
Okay. Oh, good.
13. Anyone beat a 13?
Possibly 6. I got 14. Yes.
I got 13.
13? What's your plus?
My plus is
Dexterity plus
7.
your plus your.
Oh,
wits.
dexterity. Sorry.
Well, it's your dex in the form you're in.
Yeah, lupus form.
Lupus.
It gives us a +2.
That's
on
right.
dex.
That's right. Oh, that would be 14 then. Actually, sorry.
Okay, so you win.
Or 15. God, I can't count.
What did you get total there, Rusty?
9. I got a
Hard at
9.
night.
Okay, so it'll be. So I wanted to say Ringo. It'll be Justice. That's funny. It'll be Justice, the wolf, and then what did you get?
I got a 14.
Oh, 14.
Yes.
So actually, you beat it then. So it'll be you. So it'll be Justice, and then it'll be Esteban, and then it'll be Wolf, and finally Cyrus. Okay. So declarations of action. Cyrus, what are you gonna do?
I will draw my pistols and take aim to shoot if it attacks.
Okay, so you're gonna hold an action because you're not actually aiming. Remember So you're gonna draw.
Correct. Yep, I'm gonna draw. Yep, and just blast away. Yep,
Okay,
that's correct.
so but you are gonna hold your action if it attacks.
If it attacks, yes.
Okay.
If it attacks, I will attack. If it doesn't attack, I will not attack. I will hold my action.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
It does.
Okay.
The wolf is gonna run away. Esteban, what's your declared action? So you see it's looking like
Okay.
it's like stopped, and then it looking like it's gonna beeline right
Okay.
towards the heart of the
I'm going to
Fort.
growl out in Garou. Actually, probably in wolf speak, to be honest. As wolves would do. No, it'd have to be Garou. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be RP at the
RP.
moment. Mhm.
Okay.
But yeah, that's about it. Just
All right.
RP at the moment.
Justice.
I'm going to charge it, and I'm going to try and bite it.
Okay, so charge and bite. And bite. Okay, we'll go ahead and set this up a little bit. And you are in wolf form, right?
Mm-hmm. Is it possible to switch to Hispo as well, or is that something
action. if you
different
wanna do
action?
it.
Yeah, all right.
So we're just using hexes today,
Mm-hmm.
but you guys are like over here. And so you guys select whichever ones you want.
The blackest one.
You do the black ones, so the Shadow Lord makes sense. Which one of those two do you want?
I guess this will be me.
No? Okay. And then we'll have this one available for Rusty, and then I need to make sure you get a Rusty model here. Yeah, a Rusty model.
Man in suit.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I have a perfect. Okay. Okay, so we'll say you guys are like here, whatever. And then that's the one that you see. All right, so what is your, so you're gonna charge, so go ahead and move, and yeah, engage
All right.
and bite.
It's 12 plus Dex, right?
It is, yes.
All right. So 10 to get to him.
I think it's more because you're a wolf, but you're fine either way.
Hmm.
And then you get a half bite.
All right.
Do that. And for his part, all he's doing is moving.
And by, let's see, either bite or grab. It's two different things, I guess.
They're totally different things.
Yeah, I'll try and grab him actually. Sorry.
Okay.
Um,
Here, grab.
If that's all right to change it.
Yeah, you like grab by the scruff of the neck kind of thing.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Let's see, bite. Was it strength brawl or dex brawl?
It's Dex roll.
Dex brawl, alright. What's that? One success.
One success. All right. So then, wait. Shoot,
Yeah.
you're grabbing, aren't you?
Mhm.
So actually, it's a different roll. I'm sorry. I thought you were biting.
No, sorry.
So that stuck in my head. It's all right. That was me forgetting.
If you want-
situational awareness on that one. All right. Preparation. Here we go. Got it. All right. So. All right. Disarm, claw, fight. Sweet punch, tackle. Dirty fighting. Do that. Curb stomp, blow, hamstring, special maneuver.
They have curb stomp in there.
Surrender without injuring her. The attack, whoever grips the opponent's throat with his teeth. This is actually a jaw lock.
Mm-hmm.
So it is dexterity brawl. Difficulty 6. Damage none. Action is 1. So, how this works. This common lupine tactic can force a smart opponent to surrender without injuring her. The attacking werewolf grips his rival's throat with his teeth. Does not bite her yet. The attack can be performed only if the attacker is in a position to use his mask to his advantage, which you are. Usually done once the rival has been flipped over or knocked to the ground. In this case, he's like stunned because he's like just standing there. So you can run up as an almost surprise move. Attacking werewolf then wraps his jaws around the vital source. The bite roll with an additional +1 to its difficulty. The rival chooses to fight back. Both players roll resist strength plus athletics roll. The attacker wins. He forces it. So that's interesting. The rival chooses to fight back. Both players roll resist it. Means he forces the other one to the ground and pins her. The attack loses. He fails to immobilize the target. It inflicts the usual bite damage. So it's like you bite, and then if it tries to run away, and it doesn't, you pin it, but if it gets away, you still do bite damage. So that's actually a cool move. Okay, so in this case, though, it does add a +1 difficulty for your bite. So it's actually difficulty 6
Okay. Yeah.
instead
I
of 5.
still get it.
Okay, and you had how many?
1.
Just the one? So it is going to try and fight back. So it's going to be a strength and athletics roll.
Okay.
Your strength is +1 in lupus.
Whoa.
I just say that because I have that open right now.
Well, it's not a botch.
We've had some really
2
close-
successes.
So you go, and it looks like it's going to try and resist you. So I guess it should have happened on its turn. So we'll have it happen on its turn. But for now, let's just go with that. So okay, Esteban, what is your? You see, you see Justice just run up and boom, grabs it with its bite, right on fully on the neck.
I am using intimidation, basically.
Okay.
I'm growling out in the
That's
room.
fine.
Submit and identify yourself to our pack.
Okay. You can give me an intimidation and charisma roll or manipulation at your choice.
Charisma because I'm in lupus. Manipulation
Yeah,
not so good in
not so
lupus.
much. It's really hard to lie when your tail's wagging. All right, so.
Oh my God. I just pictured that.
No, I'm not having fun.
Okay, if it's just standard difficulty?
Yeah, no, it'll be difficulty 8 for a reason you don't understand.
God damn it, I had 1 8 and 2 7s, but one took out the 8.
Ah,
So I just growl it out.
yeah, you growl at it.
I still say the words.
Yeah, no, you still say the words. Yeah.
He's got the intimidation right now.
Yeah, and it tries to pull itself out, and then you just are able to boom drive its head right into the ground, and its neck still solidly in your jaws, but you're not ripping out its throat yet.
What does it smell like?
It smells like death. It smells of death, and all of you guys can actually give me primal urge and perception rolls as well, reflexive.
Perceptions are a -2.
What was it? Primal urge and what again?
Perception.
Perception. Oh crap. What difficulty? 6. 5 successes.
2, 5. Holy shit. Well, it makes sense because you're right there. For you guys, you're kind of like looking at it, and it's just not behaving the way you'd expect a wolf to behave. It's almost like a homid taking, a wolf form. Like, it's not behaving the way a normal wolf would. You know it's definitely not hurting. Like, none of this. It smells like death. You have it in your jaws, and like the fur's falling out with your foot, but it's like you're looking at it like its fangs seem particularly large for a wolf, and you kind of look at its eyes at it, and you can feel it feels really tough, like it's like really tough.
Rigor mortis.
Almost like it's armor or something as you're biting into this thing's neck. And it seems to be like looking around, and it hears like the growling and the guru speak, but it doesn't seem to like, it's like more just like looking around at all of you now, and not really reacting in any like meaningful guru way. Or natural wolf way either. And you're like, this thing's a walking corpse. What the fuck is this? And for your part, Rusty, it is your go. So it's not attacking, so you're just kind of sitting there with your pistols out. But you can still RP.
Rusty's pistol is out.
So
Yeah,
with my rock out with my Glocks out.
that's it.
So I with my 2, do I recognize it not really moving around like a guru might?
Yep. Like you'd expect a real wolf. I mean, it seems like it's a real wolf to you, but it doesn't move with the same natural grace. It's more clunky, and it was like startled, and it just doesn't feel as natural to you.
So when
Not exactly
they told
sure. It could be like an inexperience, or maybe that has like a screw loose in its head, or it got hit in the head as a pop with a brick or something. But yeah.
Okay. So with them telling us back before we came to the park area that there was some vampires clans known as the oh my god, why am I drawing a blank on this? And I do have a cult,
Starts
but
with a
I
G.
know that this could be one of them. Would I be able to make a roll to see if this is something they might be able to do?
It would be a occult and intelligence roll. Difficulty will be 8.
Could I try with my background with the vampires? I know this isn't necessarily
Yeah,
one
you
of the
could
clans
still.
I'm
You could
used to,
still.
but-
You don't get a bonus though.
Right.
It's still difficulty 8, but yeah.
No, 0. I have never encountered this clan, if it is a vampire at all.
And that would actually be a single botch.
Ah.
And I don't know if I actually botched that, but
You're pretty sure it must be these stinky fucking bonars. You hear they're in the cities. You hear, and they don't move naturally because half of them are high up on drugs, man. You're pretty sure it's a fucking bonar getting in the middle of shit again.
okay. And that's fair enough, because I know, to me, he doesn't know what it is, he just knows that that's a natural wolf. So he'll aim his pistols right at its head and say, I say aim, but you know what I mean. If I put him right up to his noggin, show yourself.
Okay. So yeah, you can walk up there. Go ahead and move his character if you don't mind.
Okie dokie.
He'll come up there, and if the Shadow Lord, whichever wants to stay back, is fine.
For the moment, of course.
Yeah, and Death Punk, just to let you know, normally we are vampire, but one of our guys is sort of a kind of an important part of the story, so we're kind of having a detour, and we're doing werewolf today. Same universe, same characters exist in it, but they're playing different characters, and we're exploring werewolf a bit. So, all right. So you have a gun to his head. You said, "Show yourself." You are growling and terrifying him, wrapping your shadows around you, and then you have him in wolf form with your teeth around his neck. Okay. With that, he. Well, we'll go through the initiative rounds then. I mean, unless you guys, we can take it out of initiative for a spell.
If we're just gonna RP.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna RP
okay.
for now. So we'll go with that.
Then I'll move a little closer, not like right up there. Just get closer. After he said, "Show yourself."
So he does. He will start to shift out, but it doesn't shift how you'd expect him necessarily to.
Like all the forms, don't they have to go through all the forms for
Yeah,
this to?
I mean, unless you spend a rage.
That's true. That is true.
So
and he might be scared enough.
Might have been scared enough to do just that,
Yeah,
and since Rusty's character is pretty sure he's a bone gnar, he does shift back, and you still have him in his neck, and he like tries to like move out a little bit, but you're not like it's like you're trying to get away from a dog that has like Panthon just playing or whatever, but like you're kind of
like,
testing it and it's not letting go, and you're like, okay, so what he's doing. But
like
so
Turner and
I'll
Hooch.
explain this guy. He shifts back. The other weird thing too, give me enigmas and perception roll.
Enigmas.
I do have an enigma too.
Oh, I do have enigmas.
Is this everyone or just?
Yep, you two.
3.
2.
So you got two
Yep.
successes and 3 successes. So he shifts back, and he has a leather jacket on that is unfazed, and he has like what looks to be a bandolier. He has like a little badge that looks like it's Forest Service, and he has like khakis on, and looks like he has like boots, like work boots. And for his part, he has his hands up and his head still in Johnson's neck. And he goes, "Whoa, whoa, okay, you got me. Peace."
I shift back
Okay,
through all the forms.
okay, okay. So how can I help you?
Follow my order. And
Yes.
I say in Garou, identify yourself.
He goes. He looks at it. He kind of like looks around and looks at the wolf that has it. It's like, can he let go? I ain't going nowhere now. Okay, no, all right, understood.
Why are you not cooperating in Garou? Identify yourself. And I mean, it's very obvious that I'm
you guys
saying.
are intimidating me. Got it.
I look it over at our elbow. Not that you can speak.
Rusty, you're like, wow, but you don't want to kill like a bone gnar, right? I mean, that's the problem. You have to play that out because. It's bad juju. They're annoying as shit, but you're not gonna kill them, right? It's a bad deal. Killing a bone gnar, even though this one's incredibly pale and smells of death.
His
They do
guns
smell
are
bad. I mean, And you aren't in
Yeah.
Moment. You aren't in Lupus. You can't smell how bad it smells. So there's that too.
Right. Right. No,
But you do
and
see,
his
like,
guns
they're
still
both-
are trained on it.
They're
And-
both intimidating
and
hard.
He will keep his guns trained on him and look over to her, or him, I'm sorry, Raven's character, him. I'll look over and kind of look back, answer, do what she says.
You kind of, well, yeah, okay, I'll do it. What she says. What do you guys want?
I say in English, what is your tribe?
What is my tribe? My tribe. My tribe.
Navajo.
I'm yeah, exactly.
Would it be easier if I asked, what is your clan?
No. You got one success. Yeah. I'm shit. He says, I'm Gangrel. He like preparing to like get his neck destroyed.
It's one of them. He may have information that we can use, and then that will keep you alive, of course.
Oh, sure.
Such as it is.
What kind of information you need?
I kind of, as best as I can, look askance at him like, are you serious?
Yeah, like,
But
really?
I think I got that.
The red talon. The red talon's like, I should have killed him by now. Like,
No, like I'm and I look at Rusty. You have questions for our new friend.
Yeah, all of you give me perception and alertness rolls. It will be sight-based, and difficulty is going to be 9.
God, my 1-9 is taken out with 1.
2 successes.
What?
Yeah.
Yay! Good.
I would have had
did
3,
it.
but I had a
Alright.
1.
I'm sorry, you said perception alertness, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those ones are sneaking in on me now. Jeez.
What?
Gotta put a space there.
I thought I did,
Yeah,
sorry.
you good. Damn dice switch.
Well, one, anyway.
2, 3, 4. Well, it's sight-based, right?
Yeah, if it's all sight based, it's my difficulty is lowered by 2, and I get an extra dice for wolf sight.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you guys see him reaching into his pocket, and he's trying to do it. He's like reaching in like this, and he has his hand in his pocket.
I bite down.
Okay. Like to do damage, or just to be like an intimidate check. Be
Um,
like, don't do it. You're kind of like. And then what are you saying, Rusty? You notice this too. It's hard to see because, like I said, it's kind of his opposite end, his opposite side, but he's kind of doing that slowly. Do you say anything?
Yeah, I kind of press my guns, both of them to his head, say, move your hand again, and you won't have any brains left.
Take it out my phone. I'm taking out my phone. I'm gonna show you the contacts.
We didn't ask to see your phone.
It's got the contacts on there.
We don't care about your contacts.
I think you would.
No, leave the phone. For now.
Okay. He pulls his hand very slowly out of the and puts his hands up.
No, we want information how many of your sort are around here and where do they patrol? And what cameras do you have in the area to protect it?
Well, cameras are regular cameras. We have tied into the to the overall security, and they're in the security shack. There are 3 of us patrolling today.
I look at the one who actually smelled. Just to make sure that is correct. And he nodded.
Yeah,
Well, he nodded.
But he has like
Probably
3
the
werewolves that are putting shit in front of him. He's like, oh, I'm fucked. I had one chance to get away, and they got me. The rabbit is fucked. All right. No, he's sitting there.
Okay. I actually probably would look Cyrus. I do not see we have another use for him. Do you? Do you have something?
I can be very useful. Says. Told you I have a lot of contacts. Whatever you need. Look. I mean, I'm just here. I'm told to do a job, and I'm just patrolling, keeping it safe.
From what?
From bad people.
Oh, what are those bad people?
Give me yeah. What would that be? I'd say perception and subterfuge on that one.
Does feigned innocence come into play?
Feigned innocence. Yeah, it would.
My one specialty.
That'd be
Oh, I didn't get the special. I only got one success. 'Cause
One
those
success?
Stupid ones are plaguing me.
I mean, anyone can make that roll if you want. It's fine.
Oh, all right.
So for his part, he's like, no. We're trying to clean up the parks. I swear, it's part of what we do. So there's rapists and drugs, everything. We're keeping it clean. They all come in at night. We just feed. We feed off of them. Keep them off the streets or out of here and clean parks.
Oh, when you feed, do you go blah blah blah?
Fuck.
I make a gagging sound.
You have it's like you having like a dead rat in your mouth for this one. It's like soggy at this point. So it's like the smell's coming out a little bit more in your nose.
I only have one success though for my
No, and you
yeah.
for your party, he seems to be telling the truth
Okay.
actually. So is that Rusty's dice you just rolled? No, that was an old one.
Yeah.
That was an old one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the one right for the roll of his hand.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Esteban would not have held back on that. Have
You're
to
fine.
say it.
You're fine. And then the vampires is like, you guys just fucking toying with me now. I've heard this noise before. No, he can't do anything. So he has his hands up, saying he can be useful.
Where are the others? Donde? Where are the others?
The over towards the fort. They're probably out there patrolling that area. I usually go. I was just on this side, separate from them. They're that way. He points with his hand, still in his head. He's like, kind of like trying to like touch, and then like realizes he doesn't want to touch. Like he's basically clearly uncomfortable, but he doesn't know what to do with himself now.
So the point is basically roughly off to his right, in the
Yeah.
direction that I smelled those others.
Yeah.
Justice, your decision, whatever you want to do with it. Except let him go. That one I don't like. I'm
But
just saying.
you could let me go. What is it really useful to you?
Not that useful.
Yeah, I think I will.
Stinks. in your mouth.
I think I will bite to rip his head off.
Okay. Make your bite. You can't do nothing except soak. He could soak with his fortitude. Which he rolls a 1.
He's having had a bad
His
night,
head's
didn't he?
coming off.
So let's see, it's strength plus.
No. You get to bite first. So go ahead and make the bite roll
make
because
the
that
attack.
adds
That's
damage.
Right. Yeah. All right. That's right.
The
That's
difficulty in this case will be 2 easier. Because it's already in your mouth.
Right. So
So it's a difficulty of
So Dex
3.
Yep.
Dex
And
and
you can even
brawl,
go
and you have a
Lucas,
specialty
too.
in bites. So keep in mind you roll any 10s. That's
Yeah.
2 successes. Good God.
If he botches, he licks him.
It's so funny. If he botches, I'm laughing my ass off.
I don't think.
God, fucking ones. That is
It's difficulty 3, man.
1 success or 2 successes.
Oh
Sorry,
my God.
2 successes.
Okay, 2 successes, so plus
Oh
1
wait,
damage.
difficulty 3.
Difficulty 3, man.
Oh.
It's a 5 bite,
Okay,
and then a
1,
difficulty
2, 3, 4,
off,
5.
because he's in your mouth already.
5.
5, that's better. All right, so then it's your bite damage, which
Okay.
I have written down on the second page, and then it's plus 4.
Okay, bite damage.
And he did not soak any.
Is 8 plus 4.
Good lord.
Keep in mind, it's aggravated too.
He can't soak it. The only thing he has is armor, which he doesn't have, and then he has fortitude. He has
Let's
one
see,
thing of
8.
fortitude, and I rolled a 1. So he didn't soak shit.
It's so fun.
He's so fun.
Oh, we're sorry, Ringo. Your character's gone now.
Sorry, Ringo. Shit, his name is Ringo. I told you you could have been useful. You guys killed him.
We really did.
Shit.
It's okay.
Oh man.
No.
Yeah.
It's probably not him. I don't think he'd be relegated to doing this sort of thing.
No, he would not be. It is not him. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
This is not your main. Your main is busy fighting demonic entities in Maryland right now.
What's the 10 in parentheses? I wonder.
That is if you had activated your gift, which you have to look at your gift. It's the top one,
Oh, I see. Okay.
and it's you have to activate it, and then anytime you attack with your bite or your I think it's natural attacks in general. What page does this say? I'll read it to you real quick.
Was it Hidden Killer?
Does it say a page?
Judgment.
Hold on.
185. I'm not sure which one it would be.
So it's the Predator's Arsenal. One of the most unnerving aspects of the helmet shape is this. No, it's not that. Is it?
Fangs of Judgment.
What is it called?
There's Fangs of Judgment. That's 166.
Is that all right? 166.
I think.
Let's see if that's what it is. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank.
No, it's alright.
So Fangs of Judgment calls upon the fire lives, living out judgment, but also punishment against those who have fallen from their proper stations. This gift, taught by an ancestor spirit, causes the werewolf's claws and fangs to burn with the righteous power of law. This player spends a willpower for the next full day. All the Guru's natural weapon attacks get 2 extra damage to all beings who have fallen from their original purpose in the service of the worm, such as black spiral dancers, Femoria, and corrupted nature spirits. Banes, which came into existence as agents of the worm, are regrettably exempt from the gift's sanctions. Well, a vampire is obviously and falls into this category.
Alright. Okay.
But you'd have to activate it.
Yeah, I don't
And
need
you,
to do
you
that.
have not yet, so that does not apply just yet.
So, let's see. Right. I think that's only for Hispo, though. Is that difference? I don't
So
know.
the bite would be for it's strength plus 1 for
Mhm.
your,
Yeah, so before.
and then plus another 4 from the thing.
Okay,
from
I
the-
see.
Yeah.
Alright, so it's not plus 8.
And also depending upon what shape, what form you're in, that
Yeah, he got
determines
that.
what your strength is.
So it's strength plus 1. So what's your strength?
My strength is 3.
3. So 4. Yeah,
Four.
4 plus 4. Yep, you're
Alright.
good. But he can't soak any of it.
Yeah.
So this goes all straight to his neck.
3, 4, 5.
5 damage.
Yep.
You crunch down, and he can't even like scream because you got on his neck. And then what is everybody else? Is anybody else going to do anything, or just let him rip off his head? So he immediately like looks like he's freaking out and trying to get out from his grasp.
Yeah, I'm not saving him, so no, I'm just letting
Just
you
gonna
do
let the red talon have him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Rusty?
Well, he's already openly admitted that he's a vampire, so
I'm not taking away your chew toy.
I'll fire 2 blasts into his head to help move it along.
Okay. Go ahead and shoot.
Go.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead.
my dice pool is split. It is at point blank range. So it's 4 and 4.
I was gonna Does he hit me?
No.
Alright.
Unless he botches. If he botches.
If I botch, that's stupid. So here's
well,
my.
if you only
here's
single
my
botch,
first-
it's just gonna jam. But if you double botch or more, bad shit happens.
Yeah.
Don't double
Here's my
botch.
first. Here's my first shot.
All right, go for it.
Holy shit! I didn't botch. I just missed somehow.
Okay, he shoots. Boom. All right, next one. So a very loud bang goes off right next to the wolf's head. You need to give me a willpower roll because it's right next to your ear.
Okay.
That is 2 successes on that one.
All right, so +1 damage. He will soak that one. So are you actually aiming for his head though? Or did you do the increase? So it's difficulty 6.
Well, but it's at point blank too at the same time. So, they are right on his head. So I.
Well, that's what I
either
said.
way,
It's difficulty 4, but it's difficulty 6 because you're aiming for the head.
right, and that's still 2 successes.
Okay,
I got 7.
So +1 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And that is with the 45. So that is 5 plus
soaks
1.
2 successes.
2 successes here, you're fine. But it is really loud and it starts ringing in your ear.
Well, we will not have to go looking for the others. We were going to do stealth, but
1,
only 2 more.
2, 3. Well, 3 lethal.
Okay. So he soaks 2, and then so he takes 1 more lethal, bring him to 6, so he's crippled. So yeah, with 2 shots, boom, boom. You can hear the echo ringing out, and you're hearing ringing in your ears. But you're able to keep your grip on just out of sheer will,
Alright,
and
I'll continue.
release out of startling.
Continue trying to rip his head off.
But you smell the horrible smell of these fire sticks things. These are like mini ones, and they're made of metal. All right, so yeah, go ahead and make your roll. He's gonna try and break out with his 1 die. So go ahead and make your strength roll.
Alright.
He doesn't. Yeah.
4 pure strength.
Yeah, the only way you just fail, even if you fail, you still hold on, and if you botch, though, is the only way you can let go.
Alright.
You did
2.
not.
Or
Any
3.
successes.
3.
You hold him. Go ahead and crunch down. Crunch, dead. But I'm gonna still make you roll for it
Yeah.
because other fun things happen when we multi-botch.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. Oh my God. +4 damage. So another 8 roll, and he rolls another 1 on his soak. Oh no! Oh, we're having a rough day. Go ahead and make your damage roll. 8.
Oh, I thought that was his damage.
No, that was the attack.
That was
right?
the attack?
You should have done
Oh,
8 dice.
that's right. Shit.
Your attack,
I rolled wrong.
then damage.
I rolled wrong.
By how much? Did you underroll or did you overroll?
I think I underrolled.
Underroll, don't worry about it. Just move forward.
Alright.
Roll with 5 damage.
Okay, for damage.
Oh no. Is that really no damage?
What? Let's see. What was difficulty? 6,
Mhm.
right? Yeah, that's no damage.
Okay.
you licked him.
That's funny. Alright.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Alright. So he survives another round. Okay. Next one. So it's Justice Esteban. Are you gonna do anything at this point? You're kind of standing back there. You see him pull out the guns, and you're like, oh, and then you're like, oh, he's just intimidating him, and then he shoots twice.
Yes, which I was
Boom, boom.
say, I should just say, finish him off quick. We need to hide to ambush the others that will be coming here now. They heard this.
All right.
And I will start to slip back into, I assume there's some like,
For his part, the wolf is
Foliage.
going to attempt to try and get away again. Or the guy. Okay, so one success. You do actually have to roll
All right.
for your strength check. See if you can pry your jaws off.
2.
No, you're good. You hold on to them. Okay, Rusty, it is your go.
I'm gonna take one shot this time.
He heals the one shot of yours.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna take just one shot. So when it's my turn.
It is your turn.
Oh, okay. I thought we were declaring. Okay, so all right. So that's
Nah, we're
full
kind of
dice
outside of
roll.
initiative. We're just going round robin at this point because,
Okay.
yeah, we're almost done
so-
with this and we need to end it. Wrap it up.
Okay, full dice pool on this one. Just the one
Okay.
shot.
All right, do it.
1, 2, 3. So sad, but -1, so 2. God dang
2
it.
plus 1 damage.
Okay. And that is going to be same as last, so 5 plus 1. Shh, stupid. 6,
So 3. He's
1, 2, 3, 4, 4.
so he does 1 damage again. Okay, so go ahead and try and bite.
Alrighty. 6.
And another round goes by.
he's either the unluckiest vampire
Yeah,
or
this
the
is
luckiest.
luckiest. This is funny. Oh my goodness.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh my gosh! We'll take the. Oh, he soaks 1. So you do plus 8 damage this time.
Oh man. This poor
So you
guy.
do 12 dice. Yes.
Yep.
Wow. He soaks 1. I think you got him this time. Maybe. Oh, I have to laugh.
Plus, so
He doesn't do any
total
damage.
8 plus
Plus 8 for
plus
the damage.
another 8.
Yeah.
No,
No, it's
yeah,
to 12
it's
total.
total 12.
12
12
total.
12
Okay.
dice.
8.
Because you're 4 more than last time. Because you rolled 4 successes last, or 4 over last.
12. Alright.
Lots of 1s. Oh, there's some successes. How many you got?
3.
Okay. That's
What
finally
difficulty?
drops.
Difficulty 5?
6.
6. Yeah.
6 for the damage. Okay. Finally, you're going through and you just bite again and you hear a crunch and a snap as you twist your head rapidly to try and break it. And you know that you broke the spine. His eyes are wide and his body goes limp. And you know that you need to do an additional, because the way we work, it just brings him to basically the incapacitated with aggravated, and then 1 more is a shake to kill him. So,
Yeah.
but you have to be aggravated to do that.
Alrighty.
Okay. So are you going to do that, or are you going to
Yep.
just drop him?
Yeah.
With the ag.
I'm gonna end him.
Okay. So with that being said,
I am
you guys
melting.
here,
Yeah.
go ahead and give me the perception alert. This is the last thing we're going to do tonight. Leave it on a suspenseful note.
Oh yeah. I got a
Sight based?
Hearing based, actually.
Okay, so normal for me then.
6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. God damn.
Wow.
6 successes.
I see it. It's rolling good.
Well, depending upon the difficulty, but I got 2 at 8, but I got a 1.
So 1 success then. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you're kind of more focused on like this guy and making sure he's gonna like Cedar's character's gonna kill him. And how many did you get?
I got 1.
1.
But
So
I'm
the
I'm
same.
expecting people coming though.
You are expecting.
Yeah.
You definitely hear him coming, and they're really close now, and they're running full speed.
Hide
and
in the
there's 2
bushes.
of them.
Take him with. Hide.
You can hide
Ambush.
if you take him with you, though. You can't kill him this round, right? So you have to like decide whether you're going to end him or not.
Yeah,
We're gonna
right.
end at that suspense note because you guys all hear a little something. You definitely hear footsteps. 2 sets coming at you, and that's it. So lots of role play this session. tiny bit of combat to test yourselves out there, but no major form shifting or anything just yet. And so, yeah, 1 automatic XP, and then lessons learned. Let's go out to Videoland. So, Rusty, what did you learn? Everything.
Well,
The entire
I learned-
session was learning.
I learned that the cairn that we're at is a stamina cairn, or or at least healing.
The one that
Not-
the Wendigo took.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wasn't. Although, like I said, I have some knowledge in the occult. I'm still not aware of like different kinds, this, that, and the other thing. But when I didn't notice, of course, my guy is superhuman, right? He doesn't get hurt. But these guys here were like, oh, my arthritis went away or whatever the hell it was. But then the one gal said, oh, this is a healing cairn and blah blah blah. So I learned that there is a specific type of cairn. How's that?
Okay. Different kinds of Karens. Sure.
Yeah.
Raven.
Well, besides learning everything about the Wendigo that he didn't know before, and that there was this pack that worked together of really disparate, different tribes, he also learned that another thing about vampires. He learned that there's such a thing as the gangrel, and they can look like wolves.
Yes. They indeed.
But they smell dead, even though he didn't smell it. He said so.
Yeah. All right, and then last but not least,
Well,
Good Justice.
he of course discovered his first vampire, and that they are absolutely disgusting to try and bite into. And he is probably also
It's
going
full
to be
of dead raccoons.
Yeah. He's also probably going to be ridiculed for choosing a rat as his
His totem.
Now you.
That's gonna be. You just don't admit that.
Yeah.
That's one of the things you just don't bring up in conversation.
Well, not with the
No.
tribe anyway.
Not with the tribe, no. The red towns are like, yeah, like, you fucking kidding?
Really?
Wow, just turn in your card or whatever you're gonna turn in your fur. All right, so yeah, good role play all around. Give yourselves 4 XP and for these characters, not for the next ones. But since you guys arrived, go ahead and give your main characters 1 XP as well as a bonus.
Nice.
And yeah, good game. We'll talk to you later. So, all right, we're signing out here. We'll be on next week, same time,
Yep,
same
yep.
bat channel.
All right.
All right, later.
I will see you next week.
Yeah, see you, man.
All right, dude. Good night.
Bye.
And that one extra XP for our vampire character. Is that what I mean?
Yes.